The five of us. Rusty, what character are you playing? Are you playing a Terran again?
Yeah, I just switched the name from Inganeer with an IR to Inganeer with EER.
Sounds good. And
Terran level 1 and
super. Okay, so you're going to play the advanced character. I see somebody else trying to get in. Oh, there's Mike. Okay, so we'll let Mike come in and
level 1's the advanced character.
Well, compared to all the zeros that are being played, I raised my hand. You can't see it because of the internet, but I raised my hand that you should be our leader, our first commander, Rusty.
I would agree with that. He is
look, we got 2 votes.
He's a Terran and he's level 1, so I'm in.
And I think we even got a full group who said yes. We're going to let Rusty the Inganeer be our leader for the moment. Now that does not mean you're the man that necessarily makes all the decisions.
Do commands. Okay.
Correct. Right. Nor doesn't mean you have to do commands. Those are all things that are optional. If you go to the squad overview tab, you can see that we do not have any proxy. Rusty, do you have any proxy with your character? Command proxy.
No.
Okay. And the only thing I gave us was ship hull integrity, but we'll probably pick up, depending on which mission we pick, we're going to pick up a few of those other ship swaggering. At least I hope we will. But back to the duty roster, Rusty. Is there any questions that? Yes. Let me add Mike to the chat here. And
that's not going to happen. Mike, it's he's saying Skype. If you look there, it says Skype logged him out. It's one of the passwords he doesn't know.
Well, yeah, that's going to be tough. So let me add him in and see if he gets. I'm not sure how he could end up. We've been playing all this week with him, so Mike Miller is unavailable. Mike is unavailable. It says. So Mike. You need to give us a handle. I can add him in if, always slow to start because of the internet problems. And he says he's working on it. Okay. But, these are, these are 5 pretty standard missions for Battleborn. The first would be patrol the Mintaka Asteroids. You would travel by, if you, just as an overview, if you go to the Asteroid Patrol tab, from there you can see that the Mintakan asteroids are just north of Jerksater, just north of Draconis. So we would travel by wormhole through Bogus Blue to Draconis. And just for anyone that's not totally familiar with Era 10, all of these names are pretty much what the troopers in Mace call the places. They actually have real names. I doubt anyone is going to call some of these places Ronald's Ablation, or even the Mintakan asteroids are probably not the Mintaka asteroids, but we get sent there so often with Mace that we call the system the place we fight at. And
Squires is going to join.
Oh, terrific. I'll have to get him a character. But if we took the mission for instance, for the Mintakan asteroids, we would travel by Bogus Blue to Draconis, and then go to Jerksater, and then from there straight to Mintaka. It would be a rather straightforward mission if everything is straightforward in Battleborn. But usually things are not straightforward, and usually I'm not. I have too much time on my hand. Let me get a character set up for.
So all 5 of these missions have been fleshed out by you.
I claim nothing. I claim no secret surprises and no bad. I'll
give you the option of saying which ones are more fleshed out in your mind, so that we can then get the full experience.
Yes. They're all fleshed out, Rusty.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's hopeless. I mean, you might as well just know that you're going to be re-rolling characters. I'm going to give Greg this big. Well, I could give him a mean-looking guy. That would sort of face Greg. And then I will give him. We don't really have a bright red guy, so let's give him this guy. And open. Fred Squires
All right,
is the gentleman that referees Dungeons and Dragons for us. So he's a sweetheart, as we would say.
Can you guys hear me?
Indeed.
I can. Are you in Epic Table yet, Greg, or still trying to load?
I'm trying to load. I have it started. Let's see. I could go with enter game room. Oh nope, that's the wrong one. Actually, what is it? Is it Outland?
It's
Error 10.
It's error 10 with red. If you need the passcode, Tony can send that over to you.
Well, I had to put an invite in first.
Do you have a character yet, Greg? Or more importantly, did I send you a set of the rules?
I forwarded him.
I got a set of rules
That's
from,
good.
Yeah.
And
I got a set of rules from Tony.
Still waiting on Mike to get his Skype. First, Skype has to let me sign in. Let's just say the new password now added to the... okay, so...
So for the access the dark status of Luden Star, you say we need an empath. Do we have an empath?
We do not at the moment. That would be a Skia who has the ability to trip. And our craft would also need a trip crystal. So
so we can rule that one out.
You can rule that one out, and if you're trying to double up the possibilities of pain, by going to some of these four, also the alternative quests on the Deep Furlough could apply. For instance, the guy at Regulus is currently on the same route as, and looking at it, I think he's right off. If you took the reinforcements quest, it would be very easy to pop over and help the guy out at Regulus. Or if you want to transport supplies to Lacerte, Ignoramus, that's also the reinforcement quest. And by accepting that quest, you could double up and take both the reinforcements that are being supplied by the real patron and the covert reinforcements supplied by another group.
Hey, Red, I'm trying to join with on Epic Table, but I don't see any option to. I see various games, but not...
Era 10 with me?
Not Era 10.
Yeah, I would look for the invite code for that one. By the way, I'm in Skype. Hi, Mr. Squires.
Hello, Mike. Welcome. Greg, try it.
Yeah,
can you try accept an invite?
Okay, accept invitation. Let me go ahead and click that.
And then put in the weird passcode with pixies or whatever the guy generated for us.
All right. See if that works.
I'm sorry to hear that, Laura. I hope it gets better.
Laura may just have me read her cards for her so she doesn't have to
That's fine.
Speak up.
Mike, are you playing the character that you had from the beta going forward as level 1, and is Laura also, or did you guys start new characters?
That was what I was just asking. If are we restarting as level 0s, or can we keep our level 1?
Keep your guy from. You can't keep the level 5 that we jumped, cut jump, just to test some higher level combat rolls. But no, you can play the guy that's level 1. Rusty is playing as level 1.
Yeah, I'm playing my level 1.
I should say Commander Rusty.
He's actually level 0. I hadn't leveled up yet.
Greg, it looks like you're entering the game, so whether you know it or not.
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, no, it looks like I'm starting to. It's loading stuff right now.
And I'm going to give you control of a character on the end here, and when you see it, I've got it marked as XXX Squires. You can just put whatever information you need on it.
It doesn't matter. You started with 3 skills unless you're a cruise. 8 would just be your traits. Yeah, Era 10, you just start with 3 skills unless you're cruise.
And somebody got kicked. Was that correct? Did he come in and immediately fall out?
I don't know.
Type something in chat, then set up your dice rolls, Why don't we all roll some dice just to make sure that we're here? Rusty's here.
Were you able to see my test?
I saw a test.
Greg.
Yes.
Yeah, Greg is now here.
Greg's here. Okay. Well, if we have some connection problems with this many players, we'll deal with them. Like most tabletop play, as long as you can hear the voice of the referee, you're probably half the way there, and we can always read the cards out for you. Everyone should be familiar enough with the system. Don't worry about if you're the esoterics of it. On if there's any slight changes. If you're playing a cruise, you do not have the funky power swaggering. Instead, you substitute EE suit for every case. It's as if it was a full substitution in the rules. Even when the funky power you're reading would make more sense to the event, you are using your plasma or whatever. But again, I'm back to Rusty. Rusty, so at this point, you could probably just roll a D4 and pick one. You could probably pick the one that's first on the list. It's marked a priority for Rusty because I knew that you'd want to play the first one on the list. No, it's each one of them is equally as vicious and equally as fun, in my opinion.
All right, we'll play the first one.
All right. So patrol the Mintaka Asteroids. I'm going to go over to the asteroid patrol panel, and I'm going to hit the focus just so we can all be on the same table and talk about for that. Just a moment.
Are we starting in Bogus Blue? So
yes, we're going to start in Bogus Blue with our ship, and we're going to let me see if there's anything special about this that you need to know about. Now, it's sponsored by the Cimmerian Cartel, and because we are essentially a new group, I'm going to give us proxy with the Cimmerian Cartel, and then Rusty, they will probably give you. Oh, do you want 3 or do you want to roll a die 4 on ship functions?
Oh, I'll definitely take 3.
Okay.
versus a die 4. That's only 2.5.
Now I'm going to give you. Well, you could roll a 4. There's some people.
Yeah, I understand, but I'd rather have the guaranteed 3 than average 2.5.
I put the 3 out in the margin here, and let's go around the table and let's count our fears. So, how many people are fierce? I don't think it matters as a global, but just I will go around. Rusty, your character is what traits?
Inventive and spirited.
Invented and spirited. Terrific. And Conrad is not here. I'll be coming. Laura's traits are what, Mike?
Laura? She has them all.
She has them all.
Wow.
It's in handy, doesn't it? And how about Mike? Which ones do you have?
Everything but inventive.
Everything but inventive. He's making it tough on me. I'm going to have to play, the exclusion here. And you're playing a Skia, Mike, or were you?
I am a Cimmer.
Okay, that's right. Now I can remember. Oh gosh, we've got a Cimmer in the party. Fred, which traits does your character have?
Aaron's only got inventive and spirited.
Inventive and spirited. Nothing wrong with that. And Tony, where are you at?
Durable and fierce.
Durable and fierce. And I have Bruce is not here. We miss him. And my character is spirited, durable, and fierce. And I am playing a cruise. Skeleton the cruise, for what it was. Okay, I got my tally here that I made on our sheet. The spirited ones are the inventive allow us to ignore the defensive modifier. The spirited allow us to cancel loss of. They're like
I'm going to take 1 minute. I got to calm down one of them.
At your leisure. And we have plenty of fierce, although I don't think those actually modify and give something globally to the party, but somebody could correct me if they're inclined to read the rules. And Greg, I skipped you, so I'm going to put you, Greg, in the best place you can be, on the end of the loop, right after Bruce. Which do you have a character yet, and what of the 4 traits do you have?
I am making the character right now. Is there anything in particular we need?
There is nothing in particular we need because we're all pretty much weak, and there's not enough to cover anything. You know what I mean? So I would play a character that you want to play, whether that be Cimmer, Terran, or Cruz.
Yeah, don't worry about the makeup of the party. Just play what you want.
Yeah, exactly. And I would not worry about trying to be the pilot or the engineer or best trooper. Best trooper, of course, has already gone to the competition between Tony and myself. But
Okay, I'm back.
All right,
Back,
terrific.
Mr. Squires.
Okay,
I'm
so
about
I'm
to email you, and I'm sorry, it's my current character because it's filled out, but it'll give you a RTF version of a character sheet that you can load into Epic Table. And I've got some of those trait bonuses and all that stuff. I've got a lot of that information on the sheet for reference. It'll be keep some of that stuff that you need to know relatively at hand.
Okay, did you say you're emailing me that?
Yeah, as soon as I call it up. And then all it is I'm doing color changes to indicate. So something that I would not have would be black, and then if I have it, I turn it green, and if it's a swaggering technique and it's glorious, I turn it orange. But it's got it'll have the trait bonuses, your racial bonuses. It'll have that stuff on there, so it'll be a little bit easier. And I'm just sending you my character because I made some changes that I don't remember if I made to the blank. It is sending now.
And your character's traits, Greg.
Yeah. Oh, my character's traits? I'm inventive and spirited.
Inventive and spirited. Terrific. That inventive gives us another ship, one that'll add. Rusty, if you go over to the squad overview panel, you'll see that you picked up the bottom 5 because of the free hull integrity to start. 4 inventive traits gave you 4 more. And then you also picked up 3 that I put over to the side, and you can go ahead and put those anywhere in the table that you like.
There are no bonuses for Fierce, by the way.
Thank you. I'm very partial to having the soft serve ice cream dispenser. I think it's very important to play. All right, so we're going to go on to the Mintaka Asteroids escort. So essentially, what we need to do is move by wormhole from Bogus Blue to Draconis, and then move from wormhole from Draconis to Jerksader, and then from there right to the Mintaka Asteroids. And it's just going to be 3 phases. Each phase is going to represent the travel between each of the different places. As we arrive between the phases, I'll open up the actual systems and see if there's anything that's going to strip stuff from us. So if we're ready to get started, I'm going to flip a card.
Well, so I'm looking at the combat abacus. Where are the traits I'm supposed to put on? I see the players and stuff.
Yeah, go to the squad overview.
Squad overview. I don't see a squad overview. Oh, yeah. You mean what do you mean squad overview? I don't see a tab squad overview.
Yeah, I just hit the focus for it, and is it not appearing on your table?
It's not appearing on mine.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go private with that, and then we're going to go back and see if it updates an Epic Table for you all.
Hey, there you go.
Now it's there.
It gets confused in the time off. All right, so I'm back to. I flipped a card. I started with that Knave card, Stellar. We love Knave cards. It gives us some action right at the start of the adventure, something that we can easily resolve and not get killed from it. Let me just review my mission really quick. Yeah, that's all right. That'll be fun to play. And let's go to our Knave encounter. How if we just start with a basic ship to ship as party, and see if we can defeat or run away from one target point. So I'm actually on page 179 or somewhere in there. These are collective events, so they have a condition involved with them. So I ask you, Rusty, as commander, do you order us to destroy this bad guy? Let's just call it a Cimmer Viking out there that's trying to intercept our ship. Do you want to destroy this bad guy? Do you want to board this bad guy, and then we also get to do close combat? Or did you want to escape this bad guy?
I think board, right, guys?
Board sounds great. I'm going to go to that board table, which is on 181, and I'm going to hit the first card. And the first card is going to tell me that it's a 9 of fidelity. Now, there are no suits unless there's a flair to it. So a lock and board of a 9, I will post it in the chat for you guys if you do not have it.
Lock and board? Just board bad guy?
Thank you. Mine is downloading very slowly right now. So
that's... You're fully up to speed. Don't worry about it. So, Mike has actually got it. Yeah, so launch a full salvo before locking into a course-matching boarding position. Success for the catbird seed. So anyone who's fierce may attempt this roll. That's what that condition means. And the difficulty is 11, and the advantage is savvy preeminent, which you will pick up if you make that roll. So I go around the table and I go, Rusty, are you fierce?
I am not fierce.
How about Laura?
Yes.
Laura is fierce.
Give me 2 dice, Laura, and see if you pick up savvy preeminent and also +3 to your dice roll. And Mike.
I am fierce.
Give me 2 dice, please.
Success.
Mike picks up savvy preeminent, and he has got the catbird seed. I go to Fred. Fred, are you fierce?
No.
Okay, I go to Tony. Tony, are you fierce?
Yes, I am.
Give me 2 dice, please.
Okay. There we go. 9.
A 9, and 9 is not an 11. I go to Greg. Greg is not fierce. He's playing a Terran. Is that correct, Greg?
Yes.
Okay, but I am fierce, so I'm going to roll my 2 dice and see if I can pick up my first swaggering of the day here. And I did not, but we did get at least one person making the roll. Not that it matters one way or another, and somebody to pick up the savvy, and then I flip another card. How about a 5, Mike, for us on this lock and board?
How about a 5 on this lock and board?
Now the error condition is tin head. Error correcting, I should say. The condition is tin head error correcting, which is a K. We do not have K in our ship. We do not have K in our proxy. So this is one that we're just not going to be able to make unless somebody luckily has that from a previous adventure. Is anyone the condition of tin head error correcting?
I do not know. I am not that one.
Okay, I'm going to flip another card.
I am, let's see, tin head, error correcting. No.
Okay, so I'm going to flip another card. There's no negative because the card was not inverted, so we're not worried about it. We just missed a chance to pick up tin head task directed and a chance to actually, let's see, it would be success. Success to lower the target number means we missed that opportunity to board, unfortunately. And how about a 4, Mike? Oh, boy, great card.
Fool? Or a 4. Sorry,
a 4. 4, yes.
There is no fool.
Yeah, no fool. And the 4, we have the condition is EE suit ordnance. Does anyone have EE suit ordnance or A? I see no A on our ship and on our proxy, but do we have any A's out there in our peanut gallery on?
That would require swaggering techniques.
I actually have some swaggering techniques besides the one I just picked up, but ordnance is not one of them. You find me incendiaries or mortar, which are nice.
Once again, we missed an opportunity because we could have lowered the target number one. But regardless, the ship loses Code of Conduct K. We don't have a Code of Conduct, so luckily we have nothing to lose there. I'm going to go ahead and flip another card, and Mike, I'm going to give you a 2. We are whittling it down, sir. We may not be able to use the ploy of PP who's got the P, and we may not be able to lay in wait, but maybe we can do this one. Condition is ship intruder free. Nope, apparently Rusty has decided when he picked his ship swaggering that there are other people that are hostile on the board. That's probably how we got our first ship, is we took one out of the dry dock there that we didn't know, and we just haven't resolved it yet. Does anyone else have any J's that can cover for that? Being able to board is looking like more and more.
I have Union certified as a tin head.
You have Union certified as a tin head, which does it cover for the ship? Unfortunately, it doesn't because it's down. It's a tin head is less than ship in priority. I should have said, does anyone actually have the proxy, which none of us have, or did we want to activate some sort of trade ability? Once again, I'm flipping a card. How about a maiden card, Mike?
Maiden. Here we go.
And the maiden card says that the condition is skill sniper. I am a sniper, so that's at least one that I can do for the party. Any other snipers in the party?
I'm a sniper.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go around the table with this since we have some possibility of actually lowering that number and winning here. Rusty, are you a sniper, sir?
No.
Okay, Laura, are you a sniper?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, terrific. How about if we roll 2 dice and 11 to pick up Funky Monkey Dust B?
Actually, that's one of my 2 swaggerings, so I can roll 3 dice.
You may roll 3 dice, or
roll 2 dice to lock it as glorious.
Or you may roll as Mike said, or you can roll 2 dice and try to lock it as glorious. At this point, to lower the target number, I think would be the best. Fortunately, it's a little bit light. Mike, are you a sniper?
I am not.
Okay, you're a demolitions guy, as I remember, right? Fred, you said you were a sniper, correct?
No.
Okay, how about Tony? Are you a sniper?
I am not.
Okay. Greg, are you a sniper?
Yes, I'm a sniper.
Terrific. Our Terran is going to make this skilled shot that's going to allow us to board. Strike with pinpoint accuracy on the power systems. Go ahead, Greg, and get us an 11. And unfortunately, Greg did not make that roll, but it's
So
okay,
close.
Greg. I get a chance to make it as well because I am a sniper. An 11 on 2 dice, and I have made the roll.
Hey.
I pick up Funky Dust, but actually I should not even been looking at Funky Dust. I should have been looking at the EE suit equivalent of that, B, which somebody's going to have to call that out for me
It
because I
says
just used
monkey
it.
dust, right?
No, he can't take a funky power because of his race. ECM? What's your subcategory? EE suit?
Yeah, EE suit, is that ECM I pick up B?
ECM, yeah.
ECM B. Hey, I just found my position as Doc. And now we have boarded the ship. Now, before we board the ship and go into close combat, I'm going to go around the table and see if we can check some ignobles from this. Rusty, would you like to check an ignoble from this? And which ignoble would you like to check?
Oh, let's see. I didn't really do anything.
Oh, sure you did. This was your first command. You could check leadership
Okay,
and growth for that.
I'll take leadership and growth then.
Terrific. And I go to Laura. Laura, what would you like to check for this?
I only need fame to level up.
Well, you just we're in a battle with Cimmer Vikings. Have you done that before? Probably not, right?
No.
Okay. I think fame and triumph and notoriety, our first chance to board an enemy ship, and we did that. I'll let you check it at level 1.
Yay.
And Mike.
Don't make me one.
I am level 0, but I have already boarded another ship because I've got an ignoble check for that.
Okay.
But it is my first time for the level 0 version of the character fighting Cimmer.
Okay. Sure. What were you checking for that? Fame or triumph?
Actually, I'm not going to check fame for that. As a Cimmer, I don't think I'll check fame for fighting Cimmer.
Okay, you don't want to be you don't want to have notoriety amongst the Cimmer? I would think
For
that
fighting?
would be something that would actually work with you.
Oh yeah,
in your
good
pace.
point. Good point. Cimmer like to fight. I will
Yeah,
totally.
Cimmer like to fight, and you've beaten your fellow Cimmer. That's to be proud of. You're not trying to humiliate them. You're just saying that you've moved up on the totem.
Sorry, I was thinking like a Skia for a minute.
Yes, perhaps. Or a Terran who just doesn't want to make enemies, and which is wise. Fred, you're a brand new character. The world is your oyster. There are 9 ignobles. Which one would you like to check for being in a ship-to-ship boarding action?
Experience beyond weird.
Sure, you can take your experiences beyond weird. I will say that you're probably going to get that pretty easily in my campaign at low level. So if you want to take battle for this,
Okay.
just a suggestion. But experience beyond comprehension that you had to battle an alien Cimmer ship, that's, not a bad thing either. I'll let you make that choice. Tony, where are you at?
Yeah.
I'm going to take battle.
Battle.
This is my first thing ever, so battle is.
And Greg, which one are you looking at?
I'm also going to take battle.
And I am also going to take battle because it is my first battle.
Convenient table of ignobles on here.
Yeah, we're going to have to get you to get a password so we can just generate this stuff for you. But what I'm going to do is, unfortunately, I can't.
Right,
cut
there
and paste
there
this
should
stuff
be a
for you.
table of ignobles on your character sheet.
Or,
That's what I was just asking about.
Yeah, it's towards the end.
When in doubt, open up that PDF and do a cut and paste from the actual table in the book. I'm going to go ahead and move us to boarding actions, and this would be close combat through the halls of the ship.
There, Greg. It should be just underneath the swaggering table.
And with close combat, we need to do at least a 1 command and at least, I love my spelling here, 1 assail and 1 DOC. And Rusty, before we start, I will do DOC if it's needed by the time it comes around to me. Rusty, how would you like to start this battle?
Given I have a bunch of tin head things, I think support probably.
Okay, and that means you're going to probably designate somebody else's command. But
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and take this as support. How about a 7?
Tony, do you still want to do command or not?
I am no longer a Terran, so I am
stepped up.
what's it called? I am a cruise, so command is probably not the best.
Okay. Is there any other Terrans?
Greg. Greg is a Terran.
Well, I'll do command then.
Okay, 7, Rusty. It's therefore you're taking. That's Mike. If you would do the honors.
Okay, sorry, I'm still trying to. What are we? Combat ship to ship.
Command close combat. You're on the halls of the ship itself. You need me to get it?
Close combat. I'm sorry, still trying to find that. Command personal combat. Okay. 7.
7.
Not a Bane.
That lend a helping hand.
So let's see. Lend a helping hand to protect someone who stumbles. Success for command pip. Regardless, gain calculated method next round. Difficulty 10. Advantage EE suit. Star point overload. Let's see. EE star point. I do not have star point overload. I need to roll a 10 and I will pick it up.
Yeah, you should get swaggering.
Nope. Didn't make it.
I want to make sure that I look at the calculated, and because I've changed it a little bit in the final version of the rules, that if we picked up a calculated and don't use it, I think we can get another option with that.
Yeah. Let me see if I have a note on that.
I'm trying to remember if it gives us the option to take a fury or something else with that, Mike. Rusty, you did not make that roll, which is fine. We're going to go on to Laura. Laura, would you like to assail and cover that part of the battle, or did you want to brash and see if you can do something against these guys? Oh, by the way, we should just fight 2 of these guys. So two wins and we're out.
Well, I tend to prefer to go dock, but somebody else can dock? Planning on.
Sail or brash or dock. You may dock. I don't mind.
She wants to. She's gonna go something else.
Okay.
Brash. Brash.
Brash. How about a 9?
A 9. Brash. Sing out the national anthem of a defunct nation. Oh, Canada. Success to drive off 1 threat or reduce enemy ferocity above 5. Regardless, gain Fury Pip. Difficulty 10. Advantage skill Risorgimento or Patriot.
Drive off 1 threat. Okay, so now there's only 1 guy left. The other guy got an escape pod and got out of here. And you do not pick up the skill when you make the roll, but regardless, you gain the Fury Pip. Mike, only 1 guy left.
Give me. Let me. Yeah, I'm still. All right, go ahead. I've got 3 swaggering to add, but I will. Yeah, go ahead.
How about? You're going to do what? Brash? Or are you going to do a regular?
Sorry, someone needs to do a sail, so I'll do a sail.
How about a Bane Knave?
How about a Bane Knave? That is the worst card I could get.
Is.
Jolted hard. Recognize devastating shock welling up inside you. Fail and fall with a vicious wound with a +5 on 1 tally. Player going forward. Player treats a sail method as Bane. Difficulty 8. Advantage Savvy Gun Honcho. Well, I get to take a Savvy for leveling up, so I guess it'll be Gun Honcho.
Okay.
And I'll just roll those 3d8 on an 8 to avoid the vicious wound. 14.
And I go on to Fred. Now, Fred, your options are a sail, brash.
So does that mean you cannot get sail except for as Bane next time, or was that depending on whether you lost the roll?
So if I'm reading this, a flare going forward, player treats a sail method as Bane. If Mike ever takes a sail method for whatever reason in this battle, it's always a Bane. That's
okay.
Only to Mike, and Fred, you got yourself a martyr card inverted. A Bane martyr.
Bane martyr. I'm sorry. Which method?
Brash.
Brash Martyr Inverted. That's almost as bad as the knave. Hi, Conrad.
Okay, it says, wake from a daydream involving an awkward moment in your much distant past. Fail and lose a swag ring. Regardless, your next half D8 methods become irregular. Difficulty 10. Advantage trait spirited. I am spirited, so I'll be on 3D8. And we make it.
And you have made it, so that means you do not lose any swaggering. I go on to Tony. Tony, what would you like to do? We've already gotten our sail, and we've already gotten our. We've already got our command, but I don't think we have a DOC yet.
Well, I'm not a DOC, so I will go. I'll go with sail.
How about if I give you a queen?
A queen. Exhale slowly and pull the trigger. Success for dispatch. Regardless, gain catbird seat. Difficulty 5. Advantage skill sniper. Well, I'm not a sniper, but I get a dispatch on a 5. I have succeeded. There you go.
And the result was fail and lose. Was it not posted? What was the result? I'm
sorry. I just
check
read
whether
through it. Here, I'll toss it in there for you.
Yeah,
it was this.
I told you there was a skill for your trait bonus.
Exhale slowly, pull the trigger, success, and dispatch.
Okay, so we killed that second guy, so now we have captured the enemy Cimmer ship, which is really good. Here's what I finally found about that calculated method. When a calculated method is earned and is yet to be used, the first player of the player characters to suffer a vicious wound. That subsequent round will treat instead as a knockout. So if we earn a calculated method and do not use it to win the battle, you can hold on to it to prevent a person from dying. So I left off with Tony.
How long does that last?
Just for the one round. So for instance, if Rusty earned a calculated method with his first action, he could have, in essence, made the whole party immune to a vicious that one round, at least the first one to take a vicious. Or any one of us could have said, I'm going to use the calculated method, please no, don't, and I'm going to use my my A skill, and or I'm going to use my ECM to help the party instead, if you follow that. All right, Bruce is not here, but we're off in combat. Let's go around the table again. I'm going to start with Rusty. Rusty, you just led your first battle in boarding action. What would you like to check for that, sir?
I think battle.
Okay, great. I go on to Laura. Conrad, you just missed it by 1. Did we get you in Skype yet?
Yes.
Terrific. Are you playing the same character that you played in the beta?
Yes, Bars.
Okay.
He's one ignoble from level 1.
That's fine. And Laura, which one are you going to take?
Battle at level 1?
Are you level 1 or level 2?
Level 1.
Level 1, and what ignoble would you like to take for capturing a Cimmer Viking vessel?
I'll go for battle. Happily.
If you haven't got it, great. And Mike?
Phone says we're still fighting Cimmer, or somebody else?
We just fought Cimmer.
I'll take a battle for level 1 for that.
Okay, and Fred? You survived a battle in first close combat. Which would you like to check for that? You may be muted, or we may have lost you.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm looking for a list here. I have a list of something. Where to go?
Well, that's fine. If you in the actual game rules, the list of Ignobles.
Here we go. How about ambitions, profit, power?
Explain that to me, though. Is your ambition to always hate Cimmer?
No, it's profitable. Did we get any? I thought we got something out of this.
Well, we might have, yeah. I mean, there's
We
probably
got the ship, right?
Well, we captured an enemy ship. We just sort of added to our own, and then we let the tech ninjas sort of figure out how to make it aerodynamic if you ever even need that. It may or may not be a actual addition to our ship. We'll decide that with some dice rolls. So yeah, go ahead and mark off ambition. Tony, what are you going to check for that?
I'm going to take publicity. We just defeated a Cimmer ship.
Absolutely. And for Greg, you just defeated a Cimmer ship. What would you like to take for that?
I'll go with judgment. I didn't actually do anything in the battle because it was one by the time it got to me. So
that is true. In the same way, I'm going to check revenge and power because Cimmer, those Klingon bastards. I mean, those Cimmer bastards killed my father. for all I know.
And Mr. Squires, I sent you a blank character sheet, which is a little different from the filled-out character sheet I sent you, but it should have all of the trait and racial bonuses on it.
And on we go down the wormhole routes. I'm going to flip a card for the next encounter, Rusty. And a 10. A 10 advances the phase. That's a perfect encounter. A knave followed by a 10 gets us to Draconis. I have moved the ship there. Before I do that, we should go to the back squad overview. And Rusty, the Cimmer vessel, do you have anything that can take it apart, put it back together again? Anything of that nature?
Let's see, I'm an engineer.
Sure, engineer is great. Give me a roll of 7, please.
That's a success.
Great. And how about if we go around the table with this, because we all would like to check it, Ignoble. Conrad, we have an enemy ship that we're taking apart and putting back together again. How do you think we should do that?
Jury rig is always the appropriate
Jury rig
technique.
is not bad. Give me 2 dice of a 7, please.
There's the 14.
And the 14 means that you should check an Ignoble for that. And
Yes, cunning ploys.
yeah, and say, Rusty, you should check an Ignoble for that, for making your and cunning ploys is a good one to do, because that one should not be checked in actual Q&Ds. I go over to Laura. Laura, what do you do to help us sort of salvage this enemy ship?
I use my power generation to make sure that we don't actually blow up things as we're...
Perfect. Give me a 7, please. And you as well may check that display of skills if you don't have it yet. If you do have it, give me an alternative. And I go on to Mike.
Double precision targeting to patch the new weapon systems into our existing grid.
All right, I'll give you that. Go ahead and give me 2 dice. You're going to need a 7.
I'll roll a 13.
13 is... Gosh, we're getting some good rolls here. And go ahead and...
Judgment?
Not really.
Cutting ploy then, okay.
Okay.
I already have cunning ploy. How about ambition, fame, and triumph? Because we successfully did it.
Define your ambition and profit from that, Rusty. It certainly is profitable. I tell you what I'll do.
Well, my engineering, I salvaged some good stuff out of this.
You did. And if you take this one little chip on the squad overview that I've been putting there for you to actually apply, since we have rolls that have been made, if you apply that to I'm trying to find it. There's one in here. Prize cargo you've already picked. So if you apply that to something else that you would think would be valuable that we could sell later, then I'll give you the check. Otherwise...
Well, you wanted a soft serve dispenser. They obviously had one.
Yes, that's exactly
You're going to
right.
sell that later?
Cimmer have
Oh,
ice
man.
cream? Really?
The Cimmer ship had ice cream. I find it highly illogical that it...
Red's
you can convince me of
character
anything.
can basically
It just-
pay us to keep
It just shot plasma out of the face of it. That's all.
Yes.
It's just
That's it.
slightly different.
As a cruise, I don't quite remember what ice cream is until I experience it again, and that way you could always tell me, well, that's what ice cream is. Oh, it's a plasma blast to the shield. That's no good. Tony, what would you do as 2 dice? I didn't skip you, did I, Fred?
I don't know, maybe.
I think you did skip them.
Fred, do you have a skill that you can apply to the situation to help us salvage this ship?
You bet. Scientist.
Perfect. Give me 2 dice for a 7, please.
Hold on here real quick. Dice rolls. 2d8. Did I make it?
And you have made it, which is great. Check a display of skills, and Tony.
Okay.
I will use my jetpack skill to scout the ship, to the Cimmer ship, to make sure we're not missing anything.
Sounds good. Give me a roll of 7. And well stated in use of your skills.
No, I don't think so.
And we come over to Greg. Greg, what skill can you use to help us salvage this enemy ship?
I have robotics. I could use robotics.
Absolutely. Give me 2 dice for a 7, please.
The robots are playing nicely together.
That's very important that they play nice together.
Okay, 13.
You may check display of skills from that. And I'm going to use my fierce and spirited traits, because I don't think sniper would apply in this situation. But I'll use the fierce, and I'll sort of follow behind Greg, and if any of the robots give him trouble, I'm going to grimace at them. And I need a 7, and this is just another example that all your abilities can be used, and I made it. I'm going to check display of skills, which is something very nice to have, which I think is cunning ploys at this in this game, correct? If I'm not mistaken. There is no display of skills, it's actually cunning ploys.
Cunning ploys, display of skills, yeah.
Yeah. Cunning employs clever execution of skills for the grammarians out there. All right, so we are going down the wormhole routes again. I'm going back to our asteroid patrol. We have moved to Draconis. And
what's our goal, by the way?
Our goal is to get to Mintaka. Greg, if you actually hit the duty roster, a tab, you can look and see what the 5 missions were and which one we picked.
We're the first mission.
And now we are heading in Phase B to Jerk Satyr, but before we get there, I need to go to my my files and look at the bad things that happen in Draconis. Rusty is aware of how miserable I can make this game.
And then where are the Mintaka asteroids?
They're 2 north of us through the Jerk Satyr and then the Mintaka. So we're in Draconis right now.
There's another tab that's actually a subsection of wormholes related to the asteroid patrol if you want to put yourself on the same page as us. And but over here, Rusty, it looks like there's a lot of things wrong with this system. Let's find out how wrong this system is. It has negative influences of crime lords and Cimmer Viking, and we're showing up with a nice banner of a Cimmer Viking ship that we raided.
And an ice cream dispenser.
There's rampant inflation. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use majority roll rules. I'm going to go back to our squad overview, and Rusty, you have the choice of either trying to sell the soft serve ice cream and picking up any other ability, or you run the risk that we're going to lose our PAV, our planetary annihilation vehicle, our big gun. So, which do you wish to risk? The soft serve ice cream dispenser that we sell and may not get anything for it, or the big gun? When we enter into the system, the big gun gets either disabled by matrix hacking, or they just blast it off our ship.
I think we'll go for the ice cream dispenser.
Okay, he's going to keep the big gun.
Sorry, Red.
He risks the ice cream dispenser. Well, it was fun while we had it, but doesn't mean we have to lose it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us. I will not play in the role. So if we make 4 rolls out of 7, we are successful in defending our ship from the attack that's going to destroy our planetary annihilation vehicle. So let me preface this again, just so we're all on the same page. I'm going to start with Rusty. You're all going to propose some ability that you have. We may not repeat as we go around the loop. Now, what you do to keep us from being destroyed, or part of our ship destroyed, by automated fire. So, like, there's probably some old law that planetary annihilation vehicles may not enter the system of Draconis, and so they open fire on us. Rusty, what do you do to prevent that? We need 4 rolls.
I'm going to use a safety override to send a hail to them saying that, no, we're fine. We're nice and friendly.
That was a tinhead ability, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so I'll allow you to roll 3 dice for a 7 to try to get us toward 4 successful rolls, or I'll allow you to roll 2 dice for a 7, and you can lock that swaggering is glorious.
I'll roll 2. Oh, wait a minute. Safety override? I've already got it locked as glorious.
Give us 3 dice.
3.
Yes, give us 3. Okay, so we got 1 of our 4. I go on to Conrad. The system, Rusty's trying to talk them down from shooting at us, so what do we do in the interim while he's talking them down?
Magnetic pulse to confuse them.
Absolutely. Give me a 7.
7 on 2 dice.
7 to lock it, 3 dice to make it, so go ahead.
7 dice to make it, or 7 to make it glorious.
2 dice.
And there's a success.
Okay, you've locked it as glorious, which is really nice. And Laura, that's 2 successes, by the way. Laura, what would you like to do to prevent us from being losing our PAV? Q.
Swaggerings?
It can be swaggering, it can be skill, it can be a trait. Those are your 3 classes of abilities.
But if you do a swaggering, you have a chance to lock it as glorious.
Correct.
Who's the swagger?
She asks if you have a chance to lose the swaggering.
Yes. Whenever you try to lock a swaggering as glorious and you fail, you lose it and you're a 10. 7, you're not going to get a better roll than that, I don't think. Well, maybe if you get a high level.
Well, the only thing I can see that I might be able to, might work, would be extruding nozzle.
Sure. Yeah. put out, say, reinforce the area, add some more ablative to the outside. Would you wish to do 3 dice for a 7 or 2 dice for a 7?
No, I won't risk the swagger. I'll go with the 3 dice.
Go ahead.
Of course. Critical success. Good thing I did.
And that's nice for us as well, because now we have 3 successes, and I go to Mike.
Did somebody use magnetic pulse already?
I did.
You did?
Yes,
I
Conrad.
did.
To defend the PAV. Yeah, I'm just going to keep working on my double precision targeting and make sure that PAV is online to defend itself.
Are we going to flare that in the game, perhaps, that double precision targeting also can be used as a defensive measure to prevent other people from doubly targeting? Follow? And then anyone can apply that going forward in the game. I don't mind it. It's a good addition.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't necessarily thinking of it as a hard defense maneuver. I was just thinking a PAV has to have its own defense grid, right? So I'm just.
Oh, are you going to shoot back at him? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. That was
okay. Give me 2 dice of a 7, or 3 dice for a 7.
2 dice of a 7 and try and lock this.
Okay.
And I will lock that.
Terrific, and that's our 4th success. So Rusty's going to save his PAV no matter what. Fred, chance to either lock a swaggering a glorious, you may not even have any, or I will allow you to pick one up if you have no swaggering at this moment.
How about gold brick?
Yes, is that a personal favorite of
No,
yours?
I'm going to go with.
And gold brick is good. I mean, you'd be surprised how often it's nice to let somebody else.
Certified.
Which one, sir?
Union certified.
Union certified. It's a tin head trait. Now, you're not Cimmer by any chance, are you, or Skia?
No, I'm Terran.
Terrific. Why don't you give me 2 dice for a 7 to pick up Union certified with the robots? Nice roll.
Ate it.
And
Nice.
Tony, you're also low enough level where I don't think you have a whole lot of swaggering. If you'd like to pick an EE suit 1, go ahead.
Yeah, let's see here. How about
C-Cube's nice. That's a P.
It's always good.
Oh, yeah, why not? C-Cube, sure.
Give me a 7, please.
Okay. Hey, I actually succeeded for once.
And I'll do the same as Tony, but I don't want to skip Greg too quickly. And go ahead, Greg. And I'm sorry, Greg, what would you use to protect our ship? Or if you want, you can roll for a swaggering.
Yeah, they might as well, because the ship is protected. So I was perfecting my false imaging to try to divert their attack.
Terrific.
So false image. Let's get.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There we go. Okay, cool.
And you may mark that down, that your false image. You'll see if I can find it really fast. It's an L.
Yeah.
And C-Cubed is a P. Now I go on.
And also, Greg, if you, I don't know if you saw, but if you scroll up the Epic Table chat, I sent you a bunch of whispers, which were just some notes on how that character sheet is intended to be used.
And we're all low
Right,
level. We're all low level, and so if we're low level, we probably should get a reward from this. Wouldn't you agree, Conrad?
Oh, always.
Okay, so let's.
Ice cream it is?
Well, no. It's,
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
You meant like something in the game.
It is
Okay.
something ice cream. We'll do this totally by justification through. You can, Rusty. I'll start with you. Which ignoble did you successfully check, and why, for protecting the ship from losing its soft serve ice cream or its PAV?
It was clearly desired, fulfilled, profit, and power.
Sounds good to me. Conrad, go on.
Well, I would love to say heroics, because that would be the first one you would always check if you
Yes.
had that choice. But I will again check cunning ploys for using magnetic pulse.
You haven't done that before, I take it, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and Laura, go ahead.
I'd say it's prudence and forethought.
Sure. And Mike?
We were defending that PAV against Cimmer.
Against the system itself, Draconis. It was probably just Tinhead automated attack. We passed a drone, and the drone opened fired on us before Rusty convinced it that we're harmless.
So it wouldn't be heroics.
No, it wouldn't be heroics.
For the new guys, we're saying heroics over and over again to remind you.
Well, it's not.
Try to take that first, right?
It's not that necessary in Year 10, Conrad, because you can't leave the
because
character.
you only get the one character, right? Yeah.
In Outlands, definitely.
I don't know. Maybe adventure, travel, intrigue. Nothing else seems suitable for that.
Sounds good, and I like it. And Fred, which ignoble are we going to check for?
I'm going to take Audacity.
Audacity, absolutely. Why would you defy the law like you've done? And I go on to Tony.
I'm going to check Judgment because our ship is better with the path.
It's also better with ice cream. And I will go on and Greg.
All right. I'm also going to take Audacity for defying planetary defense like that.
Sounds good. And I just go ahead and pick Space Travel and Adventure for making it to Draconis for the first time. I go on back to our table here of the Asteroid Patrol, and we are heading now to Jerk Satyr, Rusty, and I'm flipping encounters for Phase B. And the first one I get is a 4, and it's inverted. Now, a 4 is an intrigue. It's like a knave in this phase, so we're going to be attacked by somebody else. I will let you choose, Rusty. You may decide to run away from something using the escape evasion combat, or you may allow them to board us and we can beat them in close combat in order to stop the...
Is the escape anything like the escape from some of your other games where never get escape?
It is similar to that, but it's also another one that we do as a group where you need to make the condition. So that has the disadvantage that a lot of people don't seem like they're actually active in play. They're waiting. Where if you pick close combat, I'll give us 4 people that we got to defeat who board us, and we'll just fight in close combat.
I think that'd be good. Can we get heroic out of that, maybe?
We definitely can. Okay,
All
even
right.
without adding a +1 modifier. Although if they get enraged for any reason, we're going to add that +1 modifier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and we'll start with Rusty again. Although I left off with Tony. Let's start with Greg.
You broke up, Mike.
I was asking if we were going from Draconis to Epsilon Indy.
No, we're going to Jerk Satyr.
You need to be on the Asteroid Patrol map. Mike.
Where?
Asteroid Patrol. Do you guys see Asteroid Patrol or not?
I see it.
Okay.
Mike, you got to look at the right tab.
I am looking in the right.
I hit focus.
Says Era 10 wormhole routes.
Yeah, we're not in the wormhole routes.
Those
Chuck.
are the master routes that connect everything to Bogus Blue. You went a sub route that's related to this particular mission on that Asteroid Patrol. And I'll hit the focus again just to see if it's showing up, and it looks like it's showing up. And I'm back to this. Greg, you're with me, right, Mr. Squires?
Yeah.
Terrific. So
it just because you did that, it disappeared for me.
Yeah, me too.
I lost it.
It just got shut or something.
Because you hit the focus too many times, I guess.
I'm going to go back to shared, and we're going to see if it appears again.
There it is.
There it is. Yep.
Well, you can always expect some programming glitches when you deal with anyone.
Something you
I'm
got
not
for free.
I'm not gonna malign Epic Table. That's given us at least a year and a half of good fun. I'm gonna go ahead and Greg. So just to explain combat again, close combat. There are 3 parts. There are 8 different actions you can take in close combat. For instance, your character probably should be doing support roles, and these 8 actions are just they're like defensive or calculated or brash in Crimson Cutlass. And the only thing about Era 10 is that we, as a group, we have to do at least one person doing command, at least one person assailing, and at least one person doing DOC. You follow?
Or we suffer a -1 penalty.
Or we suffer a -1 penalty per each one we don't do. Now, if you actually are in the rule book and want to see what those 8 methods are, you can go to page 102 and click on it. And which of the 8 methods would you like to do, sir?
Always do brash.
He wants to go support.
I probably would go with support.
How about if I give you a 6? And if someone would like to post it, you can read it out to us, Greg.
Conrad beat me to it.
All right. Support 6. Artifice. Remind the semi-autonomous targeting systems to sort their fields, JPEGs, whenever they start blinking in panic confusion. Success to drive off one threat or reduce enemy ferocity. Let's see if I can readjust the size of this window so I can get the whole message. There we go. Above 5, fail in your next action. Card suits. Nah, that's all I could get.
So if you fail, your next action's card suit is decides the method. So you're going to go random.
Right. Okay. So,
give me an 11, and you pick up tin heads, no blue smoke.
All right, excellent.
And success, we're going to drive away one enemy.
Whoa, nice roll.
Whoa, he rolls good.
There's Fred, I'm sorry to say that's the only 15 you're going to see from Squires, probably.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
It's broken. That's just a software glitch.
Tinhead method.
I picked up.
They're down to 3, and I'm going to go to my character. My character will do.
What did I pick up under tin heads? I can't.
No
read
blue
that.
smoke.
No blue smoke.
No blue smoke.
He's an echo.
And I will go on to my character, and I'm going to go ahead and pick DOC, and I flip a card and get the Martyr DOC. Someone wishes to post that for me, or I can look it up myself.
I'll be right with you. I'm sorry, you took DOC?
Martyr DOC,
correct.
please.
Gotcha.
And it says, declare broken arrow before your position is infiltrated, overrun, and compromised. Boy, I think I panicked, but I'm not going to say that aloud. In other words, Thursday, success for dispatch, fail and shaken, regardless, gain the calculated method next round. Hey,
I just
we're gonna
cheated you,
protect it.
actually. I apologize. That was
that's support. Yeah,
my
yeah.
bad.
That was actually a really nice one. It's too bad I didn't do support. Give me the real DOC and let's see how bad it is. I lose track of my peeps. Rotting, bleeping red dot tracker. Risk prairie dogging the field of fire in order to find you guys on our ship. Success for dispatch. Regardless, gain the catbird seat. Not bad. But your method next round is determined at random. So I'm going random. I am not airborne. I do not pick it up even to make the roll. But on a 10, I've dispatched one of the guys, which is nice. And I rolled that 2 dice, and I rolled a 10. So we are down to 2 opponents that we're fighting. And I go on to Rusty.
I'll do command.
Command, Rusty. How about if I give you a 9? None of the Banes yet. Boy.
I don't know what's happening.
It was just programmed that way. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did. You were supposed to be in private chat when you said that. Okay. Deploy classic formation. Point scouts forward. Draw fire. Heavy troopers close behind to retaliate. Success for command pip. Regardless, cancel enemy's defensive modifier so long as you remain in this method. Difficulty 11. Advantage savvy generalissimo. And I do not have savvy generalissimo.
Generalissimo. Franco.
Yeah,
Still dead.
So you may pick it up on an 11, sir. You're not level 1 yet, are you, Rusty?
I am level 1.
Wow. You do have a make roll, I was about to say, but you have rolled the 13, which picks up that, and you also success for the command pip. The command pip is going to give everyone around +1 until Rusty makes his next roll. And
Rusty
regardless,
making rolls, I can't take credit for that.
Regardless, cancel the defensive modifier. That's okay. They didn't have one, and I picked up the calculated action, which is protecting us from wounds. We couldn't be in a more perfect battle to Melk. Conrad, what would you like to do, sir?
No one has done a sail yet, so clearly I need to assail.
You would have to assail. How about a 10 Valor Bane?
Oh, man. What the hell's going on there?
There's the Banes.
There
they are.
No, that's what it is. Greg Squires showed up, and the position shifted. Normally, Rusty would be...
Yeah, what
Wait
happened?
clandestinely for relief.
But Greg Squires is taking Bruce's place, so...
That should have been my bane.
It's a wash.
Wait clandestinely for relief, confident your buddies won't abandon you. If you urgently radio for help, you'll broadcast your position in weakened state. Fail and shaken. Difficulty 7, advantage skill patriot. I need a 7, but we've got +1 because the command pip if I was following correctly along here. So I need the 6, and I am in fact level 1. Not that that matters, but there's the 8 in that beautiful orange color.
You were not shaken, but it did not result in anything that was beneficial to the party. Still 2 opponents. Laura, what would you like to do?
Well, we didn't suffer the penalty from not having a sail.
And we have done a sail as well, yes.
What do we still need?
No, we've done DOC, a sail, and command.
Whatever you want.
You may do whatever you wish.
Brash.
Was that brash? Is that you suggesting, Mike, or is Laura saying brash?
That was me confirming she wants brash.
Terrific, thank you. How about an 8?
How about an 8?
It's not a Bane.
How in the world is her not Bane? Who programmed this thing?
You would
He's
think
drunk.
the programmer would make it so he wouldn't get the
Yeah.
Banes.
Damn it. I wanted the one with the swaggers.
So, Laura wants me to read for her. Brash
Please,
8. Delight in the excruciating torment you inflict upon a prone and straddled victim. She's using her physician skill to describe the arteries in the neck. No. Success to drive off one threat or reduce enemy ferocity above 5. Regardless, add 1 to insanity and test her insanity. Difficulty 9, advantage, EE suit plasma torch H.
On a 9, you pick it up.
And you have the command pip, so you get it.
Yep. That Rusty is correct. Thank you, Rusty. So mark yourself as EE suit, and then you're going to add 1 to your insanity. Laura, Mike, is your insanity at least a 3? If it's not, you're going to make the roll.
No, 1.
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay, so don't even worry about it yet. You're not at the point where you're rolling on insanity. Although that last little straddling and torturing the guy below you, you're starting to get a little bit twisted on us, Laura. I go to Mike.
She's just channeling her physician from Cutlass. I will go a sail.
How about a 3?
How about a 3?
There's one guy
Obey.
left. There's one guy left. Sorry.
Obey instructions obediently. Follow orders without hesitation or doubt. Success for dispatch. Fail and pinned. Regardless, gain Fury Pip. Difficulty 10. Advantage Savvy Killer Instinct. I do not have Killer Instinct. I do have Incendiaries, but I can't cover for that. Fury Pip kicks in on my next roll.
It would, yes.
So I'm looking for a 10 on 2 dice to gain Killer Instinct. Wait, yeah, I'll just roll it.
9. 9, right,
Huh?
Mike? You have the command pip.
Say again?
It's
have-
a
you
9.
have the
It's a
command
pip.
Oh, well, I didn't make it.
Okay, we move on to Fred. Fred, there's one guy left. Would you like to brash? Would you like to irregular? Would you like to assail? Would you like to support?
I
Would you
will
like
go
to be
sail.
unmuted?
Assail. How about a card for you then?
Okay.
How about a knight, but it's a bane?
Okay. It's inverted.
Yes.
Okay. Inverted Bane, leap away from a pummel grenade, fail and knocked out, plus all pips reset. Difficulty 11. Advantage Savvy Grenadier, which I don't have. So was it just 2 dice?
2 dice for a 10 because we have the command pip. If you fail it, we lost our command pip. And a 12 is successful, so pick up Savvy Grenadier.
Right.
And I'm probably, because you were making that roll, somebody else was tossing the grenade that you had to leap away from. Maybe it was the enemy, we can say that. I go on to
Tossed
Tony.
one grenade in engineering once in my lifetime, and you're never going to let me forget it?
Yes, one grenade
time.
in engineering. That was the last engineering section we used to have. Tony,
Once,
what would you like to
just
do?
once.
There's one guy left.
I will go with Sam.
You go sail, and how about if I give you a knave? It is not a bane, but it is a knave.
Knave. Great. Knave. Big boom.
Big boom,
Calm your
because someone
panic
just
before the
tossed a
enemy
grenade.
does. Yes. Before the enemy does the same of his. Success to take a prisoner or reduce the enemy ferocity above 2. Regardless,
Did you
gain
say
the
it was a
Fury
bane?
Pip. No, it's not a bane.
Okay.
But your next method is determined by the card's suit. Flare going forward. Flare treats the stale method as Bane. Difficulty 6, advantage trait Fierce. Well, I am Fierce.
3 dice for a 6 to take that last guy prisoner.
Okay.
Just the 5.
There it is. I succeeded.
So we took the last guy prisoner, and let me see if I got some mission notes here as we basically interrogate him.
Were these
Get to your
guys?
Ignobles in just a second. And
Who were these guys?
well, they were knave, Mike. So that's what we're trying to figure out is who these guys were. All right. So the guy says that they were sent by Wolf. I'll put his name in the chat. And Wolf does not want you to make it to patrol the Mintaka Asteroids, but he does not. Wolf is a Terran. He does not know who Wolf is working for, but you can probably guess that it wasn't the Terrans that want to keep the Battleborn out of the system. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the next encounter.
Can
Now,
I take heroic?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's right. Let's start with Rusty. Check some ignobles. How about if I make this simple? Everyone can check heroics from that for taking the prisoner and fighting that. Does everyone need heroics?
Sure, I'll take heroics.
Why not?
Heroics isn't as important in battle if you can't retire a character.
If you do not need heroics, let me know, and we can haggle for something else, especially at low level.
Fighting these guys.
Otherwise, I'm going to move on back to my wormhole.
I need growth authority.
Is that the only one you need, Fred?
Experience beyond weird and growth authority.
Okay.
And Felicity Fame. Those are the three I need.
Go ahead and take. It's not really growth. It's not really experience. How about fame, where you've basically the triumph of this? And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next next card, and we are. Let me get that back up. The 16 encounters. I'm just trying to check to make sure that the encounters changes a little bit. That knave card. I mean, that 4 card is actually in Era 10 treated as both a knave and a 10. So we're in phase C at this moment. We have made it to the refinery complex of Jerk Satyr, and let's see what bad things happen there. Or what good things happen there. Could be, They're not all bad, are they, Rusty?
Most of them.
All right, let's see what happens in here. At Jerk Satyr, once again, we're dealing with a lot of Cimmer Vikings in this, quadrant. What would they call it in Trek? In this part of the Delta Quadrant or whatnot. I can't remember. They never saw New Trek that much. Let's see what it says. Its bad influences, it's desertion, and there's violent young bloods. Let me take a look at our squad position here. And the beep ping alarms, which are just represent like tin heads aboard the ship that are supposed to alert us of bad things that are coming. I'm going to go ahead and penalize us in that we're going to roll to see if we keep that beep ping alarms, and we're going to do it as an on-off. Everyone's going to roll once, and for each person that rolls unsuccessfully, somebody else is going to have to roll successfully, and it starts as being off. The robots that are in charge of the beep ping alarms are deserting us. They see better things ahead. I start with Rusty. Rusty, how do you convince those tin heads to stay with our vessel and our mission?
I'm an engineer. Get in line.
7 on 2 dice, please. And they are now there. But I go to Conrad. What do you say to the beep ping alarms to try to keep them, motivate them, get them back in order?
I have a tin head skill open source, also a P.
Either one would work. And if you roll 2 dice, Rusty, did you actually apply a skill to that? I can't remember.
Engineer.
Yeah, engineer.
Oh, engineer. Okay.
But a skill as opposed to a
skill
swagger.
as opposed to swagger. Yes.
An 11.
And was that to lock a swagger, Conrad, or just?
Yes. Well, I had it, so I was going to go glorious with them.
And I'm going to put a little marker here that says we already are a +1 on convincing the beep ping alarms to stay. Laura, what do you do with the beep ping alarms, the robots that are saying, no, this is there's a better life for me and my family?
I use my power generation skill.
Okay, so you're going to say that basically you can make them very rich as robots in terms of what robots would crave.
Or threaten to turn them off.
Threaten to turn them off. Well, both would work. Give me a roll of 7, Laura.
FM radio, if that's the song they're singing.
Yes. And she made it. So we're well ahead of losing any beeping alarms. In fact, I think those guys are set. So I'm going to go to the break room coffee, Mike. The break room coffee confides in you that they don't like that it's being treated by especially the crews. We just put our nozzle right on the tap there. We're not using cups. How do you convince the break room coffee to not go on strike, Mike?
I just use a magnetic pulse to shut it down and let somebody else reboot the sucker.
Okay, so you're going to erase part of its code. Give me 2 dice, please. 7.
7.
Okay, barely. But we're going to go over to Fred. Fred, you go to get a cup of coffee, and you're starting to get lip back from the break room coffee dispenser. What do you do about it?
Well, I'm going to throw some bureaucracy at it.
Perfect. Give me 2 dice of a 7. We all have a role to play.
Hey.
You're a waffle man.
was just thinking that.
And Fred has put double on the break room coffee, so the break room coffee is fine. I move over to Tony. Tony, obviously, if this system is in bad shape, there must be taints that we're looking, to migrate to another system. So we now have taints aboard. How do you convince them that we're a military vessel and we're not open to refugees aboard our ship?
I use my C cubed to, what's it called, to make an announcement.
Oh, okay, certainly. That all ashore for Bogus Blue, leave at once, right? Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you going to roll 2 dice to try to lock it, or are you going to roll 3 dice just to make it?
3 dice just to make it.
Terrific, and I go over to Greg. Greg, the world is your oyster. Would you like to pick another tin-head swaggering and see if you can get it?
Well, sure, because we've already made it, basically.
Yeah, we've already done more than I don't think anyone failed.
Not yet.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
Something weird going on there.
You still got Greg. He can
Step up, Greg. Come on.
yeah,
Go.
okay. I'm going to go with safety override. That always seems like a smart thing to.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Greg's rolling the safety override.
Yes.
We couldn't give something like the Velcro strap or the warning label.
Here we go.
No, we gave
Greg,
the
your
override.
taints, just push them out the door.
Greg, you picked up safety override. I'll skip my own roll for balance, and I go on to the system where Rusty. We're in phase C. I'm back on this asteroid patrol, and we are between the Mintaka Asteroids and Jerk Satyr, unless you wish to bypass to the Van Allen system or Ronald's ablation. I see no reason for it, and there's no gain really. But the choice, of course, is yours.
We'll go on the mission. So
We'll continue
towards
on with the mission.
asteroids.
Okay, so we're heading toward the Mitakan Asteroids in phase C. I flip a card and I get a king. Now, King tells me it's going to be a powerful person in the adventure. These are going to be cartels, political factions, heroic figures, people of campaign interest. If we get 2 kings in this phase, it will advance the phase. Otherwise, who do we meet? Let me see on my big route how close we are to Draconis. Is very close to the Mace Design Group. So we get contacted, or Rusty, you get contacted by the Mace Design Group. And the Mace Design Group tells you that they have some experimental weapon systems that they would like us to employ against the Cimmer Vikings. You can accept the package as if this thing is coming to us by some sort of Hunger Games, delivery system, or you can refuse them. It's up to you. This could be a bad thing or a good thing that we get the Mace Design Corp anti-Cimmer rockets.
Pirate's Hunch or, Trooper's Intuition or whatever.
Yeah, give me a 12, Rusty, for Trooper's Intuition on that.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Rusty, I would say you should take it.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
I was going to comment that we weren't chasing after the leprechaun gold like we would in Outlands, but apparently we are.
Yes. We're going to check. We're basically going to
different kind of gold.
Rusty, here's what I'll do with that. Whenever we get in ship to ship or some other thing that involves a condition, as long as it's not like matrix hacking or fighting flora and life, any condition that we do not meet, you can use your caveat that you have the Mace Command anti-Cimmer rockets that you can employ instead. So you can write that down in your character sheet, and I will allow you to check an ignoble from that.
All right.
And the next personal event, I'll go around the table. Just remind me, Conrad, that you're up.
Leprechaun gold.
Leprechaun gold. Always go for leprechaun gold.
So I'm going to try experience beyond weird for.
Yes, absolutely. The Mace Command would have something that functions. That definitely true. And we are still continuing down between the wormhole of Jerk Satyr and the Mintaka Asteroids. I flip a card.
I can tell you guys are using my character sheet because I only wrote experience beyond weird because experience beyond comprehension didn't fit.
Experience beyond weird is not a bad way to describe it. I like it. I should have called that originally that. But we move on to a 3, which is a personal event. I said Conrad would be up. Now, Conrad, I will allow you to pick up a savvy swaggering of your choice as long as you justify what happened on the ship that allowed you to get it. And it could cascade in other players depending upon your description.
So from the reading the tapes of the battle that we just went through, I learned how to say Generalissimo.
Okay, so you're basically studying the battle tactics of Commander Rusty, right?
Right, and he came up as P, right?
Go ahead and give me a roll of a 7 on 2 dice.
Holy moly!
Holy moly. Laura, you'll be up next if we get another personal action.
But you have to say Generalissimo, though.
Generalissimo, Franco. I'm going to flip a card.
Who hacked these dice? Both Conrad and I made rolls.
We may actually have a bad result because of all the good results. The 7, unfortunately, was flipped in phase C, so we're going to revert back to phase B. So we have to move through 2 phases before we get to Mintaka Asteroids again. I flip a card for phase B, and I get the shuffle. Did everyone see that shuffle card?
I did.
I did.
Thank you, Conrad. All right, here's the first card of phase B again. It's a 2. A 2 is not in phase, but we're going to get another personal event out of that. I'm up to Laura.
What's the bane percentage on this Red? That should be displayed on your end.
Yes, the shuffle percentages is only 43.
Woohoo! Wow.
And the Wheel of Fortune card will be very deep in the deck. We probably won't see it before the end of this. That's interesting. I should probably I can cut and paste out of this, right? Oh, look at that. That's programming where you can cut and paste out of a chat. Why can't Epic Table give that to us?
It's going to break the dice roll.
Okay, so yeah, the shuffle inverted percentage is 43.8. The Wheel of Fortune card is 103 out of 108. So that I probably shouldn't tell you that, but in case we get that desperate. Laura, would you like to pick up your character? You're a Skia, correct?
Yes.
Practice your funky powers. Pick one and see if you can roll for it, and justify how you do it.
You don't have anything that we're trying to repair?
If you want a suggestion from me, pick up the one that gives you the trip ability.
We needed one of those funky powers for one of those missions, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, the trip transport would be great.
Teleporting the ship with the power of your mind, so we're not held to wormhole routes. That's why Red said
seeing the flaws in the fabric of space and moving through them.
I don't know. Soft serve ice cream machine's pretty good.
Like maybe studying why we reverted to phase B on this wormhole route.
We have that on the ship. In other words, the ship has a trip crystal, but we don't have a true empath unless you actually have I think S on funky power.
It's T. It is S. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
I do not have that. I have telekinesis.
It's up to you if you wish. Well, telekinesis is going to move things across the real space with your mind.
Recombinant, and you'd be able to get different flavors out of the ice cream machine.
You could actually change the cherry soda on the machine remotely whenever we complain, and that's a useful function.
You fire starter. We could have a la mode.
Now, if you should miss the roll here, I would have to. If you miss the roll here, it's going to result in some sort of mishap unless we can prevent it by our other rolls around the table.
Monkey dust.
And that mishap would take us to like Proxima Centauri or Denebola or Got Watery. So, Laura, would you like to try for your empath tripping ability at this moment?
Yes, I will use that to try and figure out why we went from phase C.
Make roll.
Yes, I think the stars have said that maybe you want to make that roll, but it's up to you, Laura.
I told you to. I told you.
Isn't there a penalty for rolling 2?
We'll never hear the end of this. Well,
right, so
no. But the good news is she didn't break the ice cream machine.
Yes, the good news is the fact that the cherry flavor that I was replacing on the ice machine was not disrupted by her telekinesis. No, it's not that critical yet. But Laura, unfortunately, you pick up both a point of preventive maintenance cycle and a point of insanity from that. But you're still only a 2. When you get to 3, there's that slight chance that this will be the moment of insanity. Otherwise, you probably, when you get to be out 6 or 7.
Special hell are we living in? Rusty's making his roll.
Now,
and
I go on to Mike immediately because Mike, you see that Laura is experimenting with the portion of the ship related to the trip crystal, and that does not seem like something that's safe to you. What do you do to prevent that from actually happening?
Let's see if I can get it. What am I gonna do to prevent that from happening?
Yeah, you gonna shoot her? No, you don't shoot her. What do you do instead?
Well, let's see. I'm demolitions, Minuteman, saboteur, sniper, veteran.
Are you gonna stage? Are you gonna drag her and say nope? It's time for combat drills. You're gonna distract her that way.
Yeah, I can use my veteran skill for that.
You can. Give me 2 dice of a 7, please.
Sure.
So, Mike, you can check the ignoble from that, and Laura, you can check experiences beyond comprehension for what just happened to you.
I'll tell her that when she comes back. Check
And,
for that. That would be judgment, right?
That would be good judgment, absolutely. And I'm over to Fred for the next personal event, if you would remind me, Fred. And I'm going to go and flip another card. We are still between the Mintaka Asteroids and Jerk Satyr, and we have to go through phase B and C. I flipped a 3. A 2 and a 3 is going to be an encounter 1 in the, and now I see why that chat listing of the cards is so nice, Conrad, because I can see that it's going to be a politic void. So let me go over to my tables here. And I know I don't have them as detailed as they need to be, but I'm going to call an encounter number of politics void. It's probably an own ship malfunction. Encounter number 1 is a weapon malfunction. I'm over to Fred. Unfortunately, Fred, while cleaning your weapon or helping the robots that are actually in charge of security, one of them misfired. So how do you safe that as it happens?
Okay, so do I have to use a
You may use a trait, a skill, or a swaggering. Or you can say, I would like to learn a swaggering to prevent that. Your choice.
I use a saboteur to disable it.
Sure. So you know right away when this guy starts, when this robot security, this, let's say it's a machine gun that we have in certain hallways that we don't travel in very often to make sure that anyone that travels in a hallway that's not us gets shot. You notice that it's malfunctioning and it's going to shoot one of us if we don't prevent it. Go ahead and give me a 2-die roll of a 7. Or a 3-die roll of a 7 since you applied a skill to it. And you have prevented us from having an accident there with the weapon mishap. And, sir, you may check an ignoble for that.
Okay.
1 grenade in engineering. And
it's just 1 grenade in engineering, and they never let you forget it. I'm still going through phase B.
So what
night.
if 6 guys died?
A night encounter. Let's see if I can find that quick. A night is going to be NPC agents. All right. So that prisoner that we have aboard, he says that he would love to join the crew. And I'm going to leave that up to Tony because he's talking to you, Tony. Tony, remember the guy that said he worked for Wolf? He wants to change.
Well, of course. Then what's it called?
Scapegoat.
I swear him in.
I'm going to make him a cruise as well.
Perfect. I swear him in.
You swear him in. All right. So give me a 2-die roll of a 7. You can get 3 dice for this if you apply a skill or a trait.
Nope. I'm just going to roll it. I don't want to use the trait or anything. There you go. Hey, I'm it. What do you know?
Terrific. Go ahead and check an ignoble for that. And Rusty, Tony comes and reports to you and says, hey, we got a new trooper for a squad. I added another blank dot that I have got in the shore section, the red section of the squad overview. Would you please assign that someplace on the sheet on what that guy brings to the table for us?
Okay, on the duty roster or no? On the
squad overview.
Squad overview. Okay. Let's see. Well, we're going to make him an enforcer, so the crew is going to be ship crew unshackled.
Okay, so you're going to basically make it so the robots have a lot more autonomy, and Wolf, the new guy in the group, is going to basically be the guy in charge of keeping the robots in line. Sounds terrific. That's
like an excellent squad, I just realized.
Nothing can go wrong from that, right, Conrad?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, that's never going to be bad.
Yeah, that's never going to be bad.
You can take that to the bank.
The Cruz that worked for Wolf is now in charge of robotic security.
Yeah,
I took cunning ploys for that.
That is a good one to take for that. Actually, a recruiting guy is a nice cunning ploy. I flip a card, and we got a king. I think that's the second king in the phase. No, I think that other king was from. Was that first king in phase B? It was, wasn't it? I'm going to call it.
Do I get judgment and prudence for that?
No, because you weren't really part of it, Rusty.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. The second king gets us to phase C, and I flip another card, the maiden card.
That first king was in our prior phase C.
Our fate. I'm going to still go ahead and call it since it's 8 o'clock, Mike. I'm going to call that a double king and get us out of phase B. We're into phase C, and I got a maiden card. Treat the card as both a 10 and a knave. The knave should always take direct actions. So we can either make Tony's judgment look very poor by allowing this guy in charge of the robotic security, but I don't think we should do that. I think we're going to add...
It's like it's Christmas.
It's not Christmas. Come on. I notice we're not intruder-free, so how about if we fight a battle, and if we win this battle, we're going to pick up intruder-free. And I want to add just enough guys that we're going to win this, and we're all going to get an action. So I'm going to say there's 4 guys in here, but their defensive modifier is 1. Now, we've been having such good luck. I bet this battle is going to kill us, but or be a lot more difficult than the last ones.
Thanks,
left off with Tony. I'm going to go to Greg. Greg, would you like to do a support role? Would you like to do?
Yeah, definitely go support.
Okay. How about I give you a 9 up there in the pilot's chair? What happened to you when these 4 guys appeared out of nowhere?
9.
Yeah, it's a 9 on support.
There we go.
9. Artifice, balance and queue delivery of medtech, ordnance, and poignant memes for a series release from the reserves. Success for command pip, regardless. Recover all party, pinned or shaken, difficulty 11, advantage. That's all I got.
Okay,
Ship industrialized, we are not.
Advantage is ship industrialized. If you get this roll, we pick that up, which would be wonderful.
Right. So, yeah, this should be easy.
Okay, so its defensive modifier is 1, so I just to point out, he needed a 12, it was a 1 and 4, but there was no disadvantage for failing, and we all are no longer pinned or shaken. We were ready for these guys to come. I go to my character, and I'm going to go ahead and... Laura, did you want to DOC this go round, or do you want me to do it again?
Laura is away from the table.
I will DOC this round. How about if I get myself a knave DOC?
There you go.
It says, recall the bravado of the soldier who quipped that his flayed face would make such a lovely mask for such an ugly alien species. Well, that's not very nice to say.
That was me.
And it says, success for the Fury Pip, fail and suffer a vicious. Flare going forward, player treats DOC as Bane, so I'm not going to be DOC here, Bane. It's only a 6 on 2 dice, but it's -1 because of the defensive modifier. And I rolled my 9, so I did not fail, and I picked up the Fury.
One, you're going to be the next action, and you get to check experiences
and I go to a Rusty.
Command.
And Rusty's got his card for command. How about if we give Rusty a 2 of Valor?
What? No Bane? It's a 43% chance for me to get a Bane. Flashback to the...
Well, we've already seen a bunch that weren't.
Flashback to the last time you met and defeated these guys, or their fathers' fathers. Success for dispatch. Regardless, gain tactics pip, but change method next round. Oh, somebody else is going to have to be command. Difficulty 10, advantage skill, veteran. I am a veteran. So I'm rolling 3 dice.
3 dice for 10 to knock them down to 3.
I made it.
Holy
There
moly.
3 guys left. Conrad, would you like to assail, please?
I believe I shall assail. Give me a
How
Bane.
about an 8?
Ooh, not a Bane.
Not a Bane.
What is that all about?
It means
the
the Banes
dirtbags
are all
in
going to come at
flames.
once.
Success to drive off 1 threat or reduce enemy ferocity above 5. Fail and change method next round. Difficulty 9. Advantage EE suit incendiaries. I do not believe I have incendiaries. I do not. So I'm looking for a 9, a 10, and we have no mods, right?
It's a
Death
10.
mod-
There are no mods.
Death mod of 1.
That makes
minus
it a 10.
1, right? And the 13 is bigger than 10.
Okay, so they're down to 2 guys. And
I picked up
there's
incendiaries,
no
right?
You pick up incendiaries, which is really nice to have. I go on to Laura. Laura, you're with us, correct?
Yep.
Mike is nodding. And would you like to... we already have our assail, our DOC, and our command. You may do whichever action you would like.
Good brash.
There is a funky power one for Askia.
Ooh.
Remember, it's the one that Bruce would like to favor.
Alright, maybe I'll... how about I try that?
Don't fall for it, Laura! It's a Bane.
With much apology, it is a 9 Bane on Funky.
That's all right.
It's in the chat.
He fell for it.
Inverted Bane, go full Vader with that hand gesture thingy. Even say the line. Fail and KO with loss of swagger. Difficulty decreases by 3 if player says the classic line about faith. I'm looking at you to mutter that. Difficulty does not decrease by 3 because she says, "Why would I want to do that?" Advantage, funky
I
pepper.
increase. I thought it,
No, decrease.
funky paralysis.
So she's looking for a 10.
A 10, please, to pick up paralysis as one of your new arsenal.
Mike, what is the
funky
classic
power.
line about faith?
Laura, you've picked up funky paralysis, and Mike, would you like to deliver it?
I've actually forgotten the exact funky line. You're talking about the one when Vader's choking.
We're gonna leave it for the next person to flip that card then. Okay, but Laura, you picked up funky power paralysis to add to your telekinesis. I go over to Mike. What would you
Okay,
like?
I'm gonna be different because Rusty can't go command, right?
No, next round he can't go command, correct?
Right. So I will go command and set myself up to take that next round.
Okay, how about if I give you an ace Bane?
Because I've never gone command before. Point out, like Thomas DeMay, the spelling errors of the enemy's text, taunts, banners, and sigil for no good reason, but I guess you must. Fail and all pips reset to 0. Regardless, my next 4 rounds must be irregular. Difficulty 9, advantage savvy, stentorian voice.
Yeah, that's not going to help us that we've got 2 commands in one round and no commands in the next round. To go ahead and roll that stentorian voice. And Mike has easily picked up stentorian voice. He does not fail and reset my fury pip, which is nice. But he is going to go 4 rounds of Bane if it should go that long. I go to Fred. Would you like to brash, assail, irregular, funky power?
Let's do a regular. I haven't done it yet.
A regular? Now, a regular is like a regular in Cutlass. The rolls can be a little bit harder, and the results can be a little bit random. I would commend your seeking of that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's stick to it.
How about a 9 Bane? Or nope, it's not a 9. I'm reading a 9 upside down. It's a 6 Bane. Oh, I apologize for that, Fred. A regular 6 Bane.
Right?
Match blow for blow, block for block, and hand-to-hand pugilism. Fail and vicious with +1 insanity. Regardless, and add to wear and tear towards PM cycle. Difficulty 8. Advantage funky mechaplegia. I don't have that. So this is a 2 die.
On a 9 on 2 dice, you pick up Mechplegia.
I wonder.
You've replaced your arms with mechanical ones if you roll that 8, or discover that you had it done.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that would be a vicious wound, but add 1 to your insanity, add 1 to your PM cycle, and there probably is a new character now, just 1/1 for the first time.
Are you durable?
Are you? He's a Terran, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately, you've got your first vicious wound there, Fred. I go on to Tony.
And you got the lesson, Fred, that irregular really means punishment.
It's usually reserved
What else did I
for being
pick up?
forced there.
Go ahead and
Okay,
Tony.
Yeah, everything's taken care of, right? So I can
Yes.
do whatever. I
may
will do a support then.
How about if I give you a 3?
A 3. Start a poker game with some of the other guys. Most automated plans of action are solid. Success for dispatch. Regardless, gain command pip, but change method next round. Difficulty 12, advantage tin head union certified. Well, I don't have that. So a 12 on 2 dice.
Look for the union label.
Oh,
That's gotta hurt.
I'm gonna
All it
miss
is a
that.
fail. Okay, regardless,
man,
you get the
that's
command pip. There's no result from failure. You don't pick up anything because
The tin heads are smart enough to realize that
Gab,
they poker during
crossing
the
the
firefight.
union line there, buddy. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think he actually walked up on the game and asked
Yeah,
the guy,
that's,
"Hey, you playing cards?" Okay, so we're going on to Greg. What would you like to do, sir? Support?
I gotta go sport, definitely.
Okay, how about if I give you an 8?
All right. I will wait for somebody to post it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Instruct the tin heads in the concept of religious sanctuary protections. That sounds like okay. Success to safely retreat or remove one person shaken and pinned. Fail and shaken. Difficulty 10. Advantage skilled robotics, which I have. So
Terrific.
Let me.
3 dice.
3 dice for a 10. We do not have anyone that is actually shaken or pinned that you can benefit from this, but you're avoiding the shaken yourself.
Go like that, and here we go. 13.
And you have made the roll, so you're not shaken. I go on to my character, and it starts a new round, and I will do DOC again. And I flip a card.
I thought you weren't allowed to do DOC.
Yeah, what was it? It was a bane if I do DOC again. Now where can I
do command so that because
can I move from DOC to command?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. I go to command. I have +1 command pip and +2 for the Fury. I think we're okay with this. And I roll myself, unfortunately, a 7 bane on command.
But it wasn't an auto bane. It was just that 43 point.
Trudge through a wash of severed friendly and enemy body parts. Okay, some are merely robotic, but hard to tell octofluid from cruise bud. Fail and KO with a +1 to insanity. Am I fierce? I believe I am fierce. I'll double check that. Yes, I am fierce. It's 3 dice, and I only need an 8. And I've made it. So I have done the command action, and I did not get knocked out with increase of insanity. Rusty, what would you like to do?
I think you needed the 9, though, Red.
No, because he had a command. And he had a Fury. And
I got Fury and I got command. So
what are you showing off or something? What?
I am showing off for a bane that I can't pick anything up on. Rusty, what would
I'm going to do support.
He's going to do support. We're still going to need a DOC and a sail.
I can move from command to support, right?
Yes,
no problem. Okay.
And 10 for you, Rusty.
All right.
Back to familiar territory. I think you got a number of the swaggering from that.
Yeah, I do. Let's see. Time your microwave lunch ding to exactly match the launch of the SRBM cooldown timer, which every battle seems to activate for safety about now. Success for tactics pip. Regardless, cancel enemy's defensive modifier. Woo! So long as you remain in this method. So as long as I remain in support, there's no -1 for the difficulty 10, advantage, savvy, gold brick. E. Let's see. I don't think I am. Let's see.
It's a roll of a 10, +1 command pip, -1 defensive modifier, but we're going to cancel the defensive modifier going forward for as long as you land in this. It's a 10 for you, Rusty, to pick up gold brick.
I have it as no blue smoke. Do I have an old sheet? For savvy. Oh, savvy. Yeah, savvy. No, that's right. Gold brick. I got it. Okay, it's savvy, not a tin hat. Okay. Let's see.
No, red got the Fury.
I think I got it, right?
Are we still at a -1 defensive modifier?
We're also
but it's
+1
for the command.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Terrific. So, Rusty, pick up that savvy gold brick. As long as you stay in support, you're going to cancel the defensive modifier. I go to Conrad. There's 2 guys left, and we still need a DOC, and we still need a sail.
A sail it is.
How about if I give you a 6?
I was born to a sail. I'm seeing 10 on the screen. Whoop. I think you're missing me, Ray.
I see a 6.
I see a 6.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I see the 10 on the cardo flipper. So, have Master Willie Pete personally delivered by a first-class mailbot. Success for catbird seat. Fail and change method next round. Difficulty 9. Advantage ship crew unshackled, which I believe someone picked up for. So I'm rolling 3 dice.
3 dice for a 9. Pick up the catbird seat of +3.
There it is.
And I go over to Laura. There's still 2 guys left, and we have not got a DOC yet, Laura.
She's going dock.
And is she allowed to move from a sail to dock? Or no, she was funky. Is she allowed to move from funky to DOC, Mike?
Give me a minute.
It looks like it, yes. If I read Conrad's chart correctly, which I've added into the combat atticus.
Funky, she's good. Brash or a sail would be the bane.
DOC for Laura, 4.
DOC 4.
That I see.
Charge in, blaring your side's favorite training pop rock. What song is that, Laura? Back in Black. Success for tactic pit, fail and shaken. Regardless, enemy drops 1 in ferocity so long as she remains in this method. Difficulty 11, advantage EE suit, sonic feedback. Oh.
Back in Black is pop rock? I don't know about that.
Hey, it is in this era.
Easy listening.
EE suits sonic feedback if you roll your 11. Otherwise, you're shaken. Laura's going to be shaken. We do not
have a command. Well, command.
Laura's missed 2 rolls in one game. No.
It happens.
The whole,
it happens.
The whole crew is shaken from
We
this.
still have the command pip.
We've lost our nerve, gentlemen.
And because it says regardless, one enemy drops 1 in ferocity, I drop one of them off of the battle because they are ferocity of 0. So there are only one of them left. I go over to Mike. Mike, we have gotten all of our DOC, assail, and...
I have to go regular anyway.
Mike is going to get himself a queen, inverted bane.
Mike's going to go punishment.
How nice. Scream out your plea for everyone to work together. Join you at this scrape, so apparently I'm still pissed off about my failed command action. Fail and shaken. If player just got here by selecting random with suit for method, then gain superstar status. I did not. Advantage, skill, gung-ho. Am I gung-ho? I am not gung-ho. So, 2d8 looking for an 8. 6. Does that burn the command pip, or is command pip is only a +1?
Well, command pip is +1 for the whole group for 1 round. It doesn't actually wear out like on...
So I'm shaken for a round.
Yeah, so Mike is going to be shaken for a round, and if he's fierce, it's only going to be 1 round. Fred, you fell with a vicious wound. If you wish to enter, it could be very, very bad for your character, but you're only level 0. Do you want to stay in battle? Okay. How about support for you, though? It's the least chance that you're going to take another wound.
I will go brash.
Here he is. It's a martyr and it's a bane.
Oh, that's not good.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it happens.
Stayed out.
I mean, it's like...
Okay, wake from a daydream involving an awkward moment in your much distant past. Fail.
Last round when you got wounded.
Regardless... Is that the wrong one I'm reading?
No, you're right.
You're right.
This is, regardless, your next half D8 methods become a regular, difficulty 10, advantage, trait, spirited. I am spirited, so this will be 3d8.
3 dice for a 10, or you're going to lose a swaggering, but we're going to take that off the ship and take it off as a spirited plus.
No,
And you made it anyway, but unfortunately, your next half D8 is going to be a regular. We only got 1 guy left, and I'm confident that Tony is going to take what to kill him?
I'll go with sail.
How about if I...
Yeah, wait. Yes, I do go with sail without...
How about a 9?
A 9. A 9... Not inverted, right? No, not inverted.
Nope.
Normal. Take a knee. Oh, okay. Aim, fire, and watch the black hat tumble. Success for dispatch. Difficulty 9. Advantage, savvy crack shot. I am not a savvy crack shot, but I think I might be able to roll a 9.
That so suits your character.
Oh, I have so...
You got a command pip.
Well, unfortunately,
defensive modifier is also -1. So
well, wait. We got a command
No,
pip.
it's
He's right, because the
And I
modifier,
canceled.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Defensive modifier.
It is the exact roll you would need to pick
Okay.
up Savvy Crackshot there and kill the last guy of the battle. All right, well done. And I move on to... I'm back at the Asteroid
Checking
Patrol.
Ignobles, of course. Right,
Ignobles?
on that.
Yes.
Growth for the first time trying a command action?
You're level 0?
I'm level 1.
No. You should have done it by now.
Shut him.
You're going to get scolded.
Shut him down. Just...
How about
Level zeros.
Adventure travel intrigue?
Hey, that was 4 guys with defensive modifier. That's probably going to be battle for anyone in the game. If you have not checked adventure yet, I'll give you adventure for that. It's not cunning ploys. It's not experiences beyond comprehension. A growth you'd have to justify for me, but I'd probably say it's not going to be growth.
Laura missing 2 rolls.
It could be heroics for anyone. Judgment, don't see it, and fame, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. So I listed the ones you can grab there, and let's see if I can actually check one of my own here. It's not judgment. It's not experiences beyond comprehension. I already got battle. I already got adventure. I do not have anything I can check because I need growth, judgment, and publicity. Experience beyond comprehension, I had 4. Okay, so everyone check the ignobles I listed if you need them, and I'm going to flip a card to get us out of Phase C. And, or am I misremembering this? I believe we flipped a card that gave us a knave and 10. Yeah, so we're in the Mintaka Asteroids. All right, let's see what we got here now. You guys probably don't see this, I bet. Do you see it now?
I do now.
Something's popping up.
We're loading.
Still waiting for it to load.
Taking some time. It doesn't like how big it is.
Big is bad.
I think he said you could take adventure.
Ooh,
Yes, you can
that
take
is
it.
large. Okay.
Yeah, he said adventure's okay.
That was that last battle.
All right, so graphics provided by Civ 4. Civ 4 had some great stuff in it. You can see the fact that on the bottom, you might want to zoom out from this. We have just entered the battle at the wormhole Jerk Satyr. Do you see our ship down there?
Yep.
I do.
And Mintaka is where we need to get to. The asteroid fields in this area probably make communications a little bit difficult. You need to get more like a closer to the system so that they can make you out from the different chaff that's going on. That's just my excuse to say, if you want to get to Camp Walker, Red Giant Star, you can get clarification on what your orders are. Otherwise, you can see the fact there's certain depleted mines. There's an actual active Sakai mine that you can see, and then there's a whole lot of blank area. So, where do you head, Rusty? You know how to play this, right?
I unfortunately do. right there.
All right, let's see what that does for him. I should for Rusty, since he's an old school wargamer, I should probably lock the on the grid too, to make it even more difficult for him to move around.
I did pick it on the grid, right? I picked only one possibility instead of two. Because if I give you two, I know which one you're going to pick. The worst result.
Okay, so
That's right.
it's just the edge of the
Yeah,
wormhole.
mock him, Rusty. It'll help. That'll help.
Yeah. It's always great to mock your referee. No, here it gets a little worse, I'm afraid.
Ooh. Just heading for that.
I want to see what the depleted mine has. If it really is depleted.
All right, so I'm gonna adjust you into the space here just a little bit. You see that little half a torpedo?
No, it's too small. What do you mean?
You might want to zoom out just a little bit for the color of this event.
So, okay.
All right, let's see what we got here. We got a unexploded ordnance missiles. In earlier days of operation, like yesterday, the depth charges that failed to explode were simply sent off into space in a random direction. I'm sure I'm reading the right
Sounds
one.
like a good idea.
Yeah. It's just it's the same thing we do to the oceans today. If I can editorialize, we go on to the fact that some of these were actually military-grade missiles left over from any of a number of wars fighting over the rights and riches of this area.
With 10,000 year lifetime guarantee, right?
Yes, the device. Yeah, it's one of the few things that Walker does guarantee, that their missiles will explode on
10,000 years.
The device activates on proximity, homes towards target, and explodes. Each player around the table must attempt an action to stop this from delivering a vicious wound to his character. If needed, let each person explain what he does and kibitz about the order. Too late to remotely disarm the bomb if somebody said that they failed at it, is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start with, I left off with Tony, who won the battle. I'm going to start off with Greg. Greg, what do you do to prevent this missile from hitting a portion of the ship that you're in and receiving a wound?
Can I use robotics to get the our security robots to? Are we saying this is one missile that's coming at us?
It's probably a cluster.
Oh, yeah. So
yes,
then, want to get the
robots are fine. Yeah, you could
use the robots to the security robots to defend.
So throw a tin head at it.
As Mike pointed out, you have at least one robot who says, "I'll go out in space and blow it up for you, sir. We love you."
It's Battleborn. It's Battleborn. So cute. One missile. Yeah. Yeah. It's Battleborn.
But you don't need to rely on that quite yet. Did I say the roll? I think it was just it's just an ordinary roll. It's just a 7 to avoid a vicious wound, Greg. And don't take it immediately, because somebody may prevent that later as well. But go ahead. 7 on 2 dice, please.
There we go. 6.
Okay, so Greg is about to die, or no?
That's
Greg
his
is about-
second vicious wound.
No,
isn't
that's
it?
not. Gregis does not have a vicious wound yet. So, but I'm gonna jump right to Fred because we want to find out if Fred would be falling for us. We don't want that to happen. So, Fred, how do you avoid the missile strike that's coming in? Don't worry about Greg for the moment. We got other people that can hopefully make some.
I'm a scientist, so I'll just.
So you're going to do like a triangulation and realize most of the missiles are going to hit on the front of the ship. So you're going to get on the far other side, correct?
Yeah, you bet.
Sounds great. Give me a roll of a 7. See what sort of scientist he really is. Roll with 10. Yes, you're out of harm's way. All right, I've done Greg and I've done Fred. I'm going to start with Rusty. Rusty, you need to save Greg or you need to save yourself as well. So give me a roll first. It's difficult to save both of you. It's just ordinary to save yourself. And tell me what you're doing.
I'm going to do a difficult roll.
Okay.
I'm going to be. I'm a battle-tested tin head, and so I know how to respond and guide the ship so that it doesn't get hit.
Absolutely. And just to clarify that, you're not actually a battle-tested tin head. You know that the battle-tested tin heads aboard the ship, you know how to interact with them to make sure that they understand that this is a military situation. Treat this like real war. And as soon as you say the word war, they get all excited. You can see them calculating ones and zeros over and over again.
I don't know if 9's enough.
A 9 is probably not enough for a difficult roll. That's
12.
Would be a 12, right? So we're now looking for 2 people that are in harm's way. We got Greg and Rusty both in harm's way, Conrad.
So I would like to use my decoy drone, which I don't have checked.
You don't have a make roll, do you?
I do have a make roll.
Okay.
Oh yeah, take my drama away. Why don't you?
Oh, sorry. I want the story, but I also want to make sure that I'm going to Mike or Laura and make sure that I'm not rolling last here. Is more what I'm saying. Go ahead.
No, I have a make roll, so I was going to use a make roll to save as many of them as I could.
Yeah, if you do a tasking on a make roll, but please describe how you save Greg and Rusty. They must have been conversing in the front of the ship, and then Fred passed you and said, "Hey, the front of the ship's getting hit by missiles. I'll see you in a bit."
Grandma sent me one of those helicopter thingies that you get the little controller things.
Sure, yeah.
It flies in space.
Yes.
It's labeled decoy drone, something like.
Yes, the Decloid Drone.
The decoy drone.
Yeah,
this is right in front of them as the.
It's a kids show that's occasionally on TV in the cosmos. Go ahead and you're going to use your decoy drone and your tasking. And wait a second? Do you have decoy drone as a squadron or not?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so you would pick it up as well with your make roll.
Something in it for me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Conrad.
You saved Greg and Rusty, and you picked up that. If you haven't checked heroics, you already checked heroics from that one. Otherwise, we'll look. Laura, would you like to pass and let Tony and Red take their actions before you because you have a make roll, or did you want to go ahead and save yourself at this moment?
Let's. I'll go ahead and pass because I was going to do what Conrad did, and just in case we need to do that, I can do it.
Yes, and Mike, would you like to pass to Tony and myself as well?
You guys haven't gone yet?
That is correct.
We're
both crews, though. We get 3 wounds.
Huh?
We're both crews, so we get 3 wounds.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take my roll now.
Okay, go ahead, Mike. Thank you for being so selfless.
Oh, you're welcome. I am a sniper with double precision targeting and gun honcho, so I'm just gonna blow the lead warhead and try and trigger some fratricide here.
Okay, now when you say you're going to do that, are you going to roll your 2 dice for a 7 and try to lock one of those? Or are you saying that you're going to just roll 3 dice and save yourself?
You know what? My double precision targeting is already locked at Gloria, so I'll just roll the 3 dice.
Go ahead and roll it.
I mean, I could, be a Conrad and try and pick something else up, but nah.
Okay, so you have made your roll, and you have prevented the vicious wound on yourself. I'm going to go over to Tony. Tony, how do you prevent the vicious wound on yourself?
I'm going to use my crack shot and start shooting the missiles out of the
sky as they come
out
in?
of the sky as they come in. Yes.
Now, did you want to do that at 2 dice to try to lock it because we got Laura? in the wings there saying go ahead and use 2 dice because she's going to save us in the end if she needs to, or did you want to roll that 3 dice and make sure that you're safe?
I'll try 2 dice. Why not?
Go ahead. Give me a 7.
There you go. Nice.
And I'm going to use my ECM. I'm just rolling 2 dice, see if I can lock it as glorious, and I will try to disarm the missiles that are coming toward my section of the ship. And I rolled a 7, barely enough, but I'm there. And Laura, now you probably don't need to use your make roll, hold on to it, which is nice, but you can pick a swaggering if you think you can roll a 7, or you can roll something with 3 dice by applying a skill or a trait and save yourself. Up to you.
I could use my telekinesis and lock it at glorious, perhaps.
You could with 2 dice, a roll of a 7. You risk losing it, though, if you miss the 7. Just a reminder.
Well, it's very easy for me to not roll a 7, but it's better odds than, say, an 11, so...
It is. Before you roll that, you could apply your spirited trait and add +2 with the Fury, but then you won't have it until next week.
Alright, I'll do that.
Okay, give me a 5.
Huh, jeez, I didn't need it. Oh, well.
You didn't need it, but you picked up your telekinesis locked as glorious. Rusty, the ship is yours, sir. Where would you like to go from next?
Huh? I'm going to go into the depleted mines. Yeah, right there. Oh, wait a minute. There's 2 things in depleted mine. I'm going to go to the right of the depleted mines.
Okay, depleted mines. Let's see what it says about depleted mines. There will be some gypsy prospectors and automated systems trying to scrape at the scraps. We're going to use Q&D matrix hack to shut down the operations and prevent them from boarding our vessel as a virus or Trojan horse or some other similar situation. You get a millennium in the future, or just plain claim jumping aboard as stowaways on our ship. The handicap of void also occurs. A random person each round receives insanity from being so close to the Sakai mining, which tends to cause people to go insane.
Conrad, is matrix hacking on the table? I'm not seeing that.
We could check the wiki on that.
I don't know, other than combat other, but I don't see it, no.
All right, I opened up the block for you a little bit, Rusty, and we're going to go to matrix hack. If you need, I can always post it myself. Let me grab my sheet here, and we're going to go to Q&D matrix hacking. It's down at the bottom, and I am on cyberspace matrix watchdog. Now, again, each round a random person is going to take an insanity point. Let's start this with an 8 die. And I rolled myself a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mike, you took a point of insanity.
Okay.
And I flip a card for our matrix hack. And we get ourselves an ace. An ace has got to be a good card, you would think, right?
Usually is.
Yeah, I think we're going to be fine with this. I'm posting it now. And here it is, guys. So we're going to live out a simulated life free of debts, defecation, outside cares, and beloved as a model citizen and neighbor. So essentially we're hiding in a nice part of the of Inception. Success to gain secondary objective. That would be to end the claim jumpers from getting aboard. Regardless, anyone meeting the condition gains catbird seat. Now that's nice too, because I am spirited, so I can make that roll. Anyone else?
I am spirited.
Okay, we're going to go around the table, and we're going to all get a chance to pick up Jive Evasion, with hopefully at least one person giving us the success roll. Rusty, are you spirited?
Yes, I am.
Give me 2 dice for a 9 to pick up Jive Evasion. Savvy.
Let's see. I think I'll use my spirited and make it a 7.
Okay, because you don't think we're going to hit anything else the rest of the evening, or you just want Jive Evasion?
I want a Jive Evasion.
That's fine. And you were successful. And I go on to Conrad. Conrad, are you spirited?
Yes, but I'm not going to use it. I'm sorry, I'm not going to use my bonus, but I rolled the 9.
Yes, if you're spirited, you get to roll the 9 to pick up the Jive Evasion. Laura, looks like you missed your Jive Evasion. Go ahead and, Mike, see if you get Jive Evasion, please.
Nope.
If you're spirited. And missed it by 1. And Fred, you're spirited, correct?
Yes.
And Fred, give me 2 dice and give me a 9 to pick up Jive Evasion.
Missed it.
And you missed it. I go on to Tony.
I am not spirited.
I go on to Greg.
Yes, I am spirited.
Give me 2 dice, please.
Yeah, just missed it.
And I am spirited as well, and I rolled a 7, and I did not pick up Jive Evasion. I'm not sure what Jive Evasion would mean to me. I'm going to go ahead and open up a little bit more of this, Rusty, and if you wish, you can fly out of the mines and over to Mintaka and talk to Camp Walker Red Sky Star, if you wish.
I'm sure we're going to do that because I'm sure they're going to send us back into the black parts. So yeah,
yes, they're gonna send us eventually back.
Send us right back.
It's almost like you've done this before.
Oh man, yeah. So we can't have only 4 squares in one of Red's maps.
Let's see what it says here. When you reach the Mintaka Asteroids, I think I got some additional notes on here. You know, I've been pretty busy at home, so I don't know how much I actually had time to write this mission very detailed, but let's see what it says for me on the asteroids themselves. All right, so we're going to use a fog of war map to find what is actually stealing the Sakai. So that's why they brought you here. Upon arrival, Dr. Dreyfus of Camp Walker Red Star will offer a bounty for successfully sweeping the asteroids of claim jumpers. That sounds pretty straightforward. There's only one main objective that you need to find in the fog of war and defeat, Rusty. He doesn't even care if you actually defeat them. You just need to find where their base of operations is, and you'll be fine. He suspects that you're going to be facing Cimmer. He and his subordinates assemble to meet you. You can interrogate them, all 10 immunes aboard, if you wish. For instance, you notice that Wolf is there, the guy that sent the guys to stop us. And you have a chance to basically use your abilities and perhaps check some Ignobles or otherwise find a little bit more about the whole area of the Mintaka asteroids. So I'm going to put the guys in chat. And I'm going to go around the table, starting with Rusty. And Rusty, you can, I think we lost a little bit of that, but you can see Wolf is at the bottom. You can say, I'm going to walk up to Bryant, and I'm going to ask him what his job here is, and ask him if he can give us any information, or you can walk up to Arva and accuse him of being, in conspiracy with Wolf, or you can walk up and arrest Wolf. What would you like to do, and what skill are you going to apply to do it? Skill and ability, I should say.
Okay, so I'm going to use, I think I'll use Assassin's Eye and walk up to Wolf and place him under arrest.
Give me a roll of 7, please.
Made it.
Okay, so you capture Wolf before he realizes that the jig is up, so to speak.
Can I lock Assassin's Eye as...
Yes, you may, and you may also check an ignoble for that. And I go on to Conrad. Which ignoble would you want to check, Rusty?
Let's see. The only one I have left is Judgment and Prudence.
I'll give it to you.
I think that works, yeah.
And Conrad, what would you like to do, sir? Did we lose Conrad? Are you muted, or did we drop out of it? I'm going to skip Conrad for just a moment.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
There you go. That's fine.
He got Wolf because Wolf was part of our crew?
No, he got Wolf because Wolf, we found out from the prisoner the crew's prisoner that we eventually recruited into our party to take care of our robotic security. Doing a really good job too. So good job, Tony. That guy said he was hired by Wolf to stop us from coming to the system. So that's why he arrested Wolf for conspiracy against the Battleborn and Mace.
Oh, I thought Wolf was the guy that we'd captured earlier.
No, Wolf was the guy he worked for. Yeah,
he was fingered.
Sorry for that confusion, Mike. And Conrad, what would you like to do? Would you like to talk to Owen and say, Owen, what do you do here in the system? And can you score me some soda? Again, just play as you would like to.
And by soda you mean Sakai, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll talk to Owen. That's the guy I'll pick.
Okay.
I'm looking for some Sakai, man, under the table.
Under the table Sakai. And Make sure I got this right. Owen says that he is he's the Matrix watchdog, and he's feared by all the other people in the group and society. And he tells you that if you want to lay your claim to Sakai, you need to find an untapped Sakai vein. And technically, you can argue that that is an undiscovered claim, and then you can claim possession of it. Does that answer your question? And I would think you could check profit from that.
Yes.
And I go on to Laura. Who do you walk up to and ask?
Talk to Hemingway.
Hemingway. You notice that Hemingway, actually, you remember him. He was a little bit of a celebrity. He's basically, he's just hanging out here because he's like their spokesmodel for Mintaka brand Sakai, the best you'll ever find, and it's all just crude oil, to use an analogy. The Sakai is used in the Phillips drive to create the perpetual energy devices. So what do you want to talk to him about?
What's the goal here? We're
trying to find the claim jumpers.
Okay. I would ask him what he's seen in the Matrix.
The Matrix watchdog guy was Owen.
Yeah, you're talking the spokesmodel.
Well, he knows a lot of people, so
he does. You can, if you want, ask him about some of the other people in the group, or you have a few icons on the map you can ask about that are visible. Not a whole lot, but there are some.
Which map is this red? Is it?
This is the Mitakan Climax. You guys are seeing that, right? Yeah, it should be available. I'll hit the focus on it again.
Where's my mute?
And we're in Camp Walker.
Okay.
Yeah, you're up in the upper corner now. Come on, you're meeting a celebrity, Laura. You don't want to. If you met somebody famous, I'll even say you're a fan of this guy when he used to, do soap operas in Era 7. Do you get his autograph? Do you for Desires Fulfilled?
Steal his identity.
Go to room and ask him about the other people.
Okay, which one in particular? I don't want to give you the whole spiel. We'll be here too long.
Enzina?
Enzina. Enzina is a radical scientist. He doesn't trust her, and she is disliked by everybody in the group. In fact, he says, if you guys are into freelance assassination, let me know. Okay, so we
they really don't like her.
And 2 dice, Laura, and see if you can lock a skill. Pick a savvy one.
Oh, you mean a swaggering?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a crack shot.
No, pick one that you don't have in savvy that you picked up from this encounter is what I'm asking.
You mean he can teach me stentorian voice?
Sure, and exactly. He's a celebrity, and you sort of just start to mimic and talk the same way he does.
Hey.
And you made your roll of 7, you picked it up. I go on to Mike. What do you do, and with whom, and for what purpose?
I will talk with... Pindar, and let's see. I want to ask about. I'm kind of trying to narrow down this map a little bit by asking about rumors of Cimmer location.
Okay, so give me 2 dice.
All that west of the depleted mine versus east of the depleted mine, you might say. I'm thinking that might split the map in half.
Okay, and it won't geographically split the map in half. I think you can see how big the map is from Epic Table. You can go to the edge of it.
Yeah.
But go ahead and give me a dice roll and apply it toward either a new savvy that you want to pick up or toward something that you have you want to lock as glorious, or give me put a practicality on it, is what I'm saying.
I will try and pick up the one that kind of makes sense for Savvy would be trying to lock my Stentorian voice.
Okay.
On a 7?
Sure.
I'll lock that.
Okay, so when you talk to Pindar says that he shows you credentials to prove this, that he's a GSOL agent, and he says that the Cimmer are not responsible for this. You're looking for something else, some other alien group that we don't like. And I go on to Fred. Fred, what information are you looking for? Which savvy do you think you want to pick up from this encounter?
Pick up the Spirit to Corpse. I'm looking for. Is any of these people in the weapons dealing or
do you want just sort of a hunch on that, or?
Yeah, I'm looking for a way to upgrade the ship's defenses. We were almost taken out by missiles a while ago, so.
Got it. So let me see if there's anyone on the list here that might be able to help you here. Well, we had that radical scientist that was disliked by...
Let me talk to the unliked person.
Yeah, the unliked person. What did we say? That was... Enzina. So you talk to Enzina, and you notice that the celebrity, Hemingway, looks at you crossly like nobody should be talking to her. We're trying to make
scientists. I can talk to her.
We're trying to make her, suffer the silent treatment for a third decade going on. But go ahead and give me 2 dice and see if you make the roll.
Hey.
And what was which swaggering? Esprit de corps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you apply your esprit de corps, and she says, "Sure. I can say right away that if you go over to this squad overview, the number one thing she would say is that a lot of this stuff you have is related to your core code. Your matrix codes are not secure. Your robots are not following clockwork patterns. You certainly don't know if you're intruder free. You don't have. Your ship is not even rid of malware." And she says that she can get you your matrix codes on a difficult roll, your clockwork robotics on a tasking roll, or your malware ship rid on a nearly impossible roll. Which one would you like to attempt?
The easier one.
Okay, so give me a difficult roll. A 12?
2d8?
Yeah, 2d8. A 12 or better, just don't roll the deuces. And that's a 9, and 9 is that she talks you through it, but then you get pulled away by the commander saying, "We don't have time for this, we need to get out there on the field." And I go on to Tony.
Yes. Has anyone talked to Rally yet?
No.
I want to talk to Rally. I just want to find out what he's doing here.
Rally is a guy that's from the war cartel. He's just the guy that makes sure the Sakai is pure enough that they actually can use it. So he's a refinery guy.
Does he know where? Can he tell us where there's what's called claim jumpers are?
Well, he would say they're probably in that area that's blacked out. I'll give you on a tasking roll. I'll give you a quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4 of northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest on a tasking roll. But before you roll that, what savvy are you going to pick up or apply in order to even get a chance for him to talk to you?
I'm going to use my... I'm going to appeal to him with my warhorse.
Okay. Did you want to? Is that a new skill?
That would be a new skill.
So give me 2
pick
dice.
that up on a tasking.
No, two dice of a 7 just to get the to talk with the guy. So
okay.
See if you've developed the new skill of savvy warhorse. And the guy says, "Hey, you look like you've done a lot of fighting. You talk about some of the battles you were in. Yeah, we fought Cimmer Vikings twice. We had to get away from some robotic security around Draconis." The guy starts nodding, and then you talk about the quadrants. Give me a tasking roll. That's a 14. It's a tough roll.
Okay. I failed.
Okay. Failed. So he says, "I'm as clueless as you are. I just look at the ore when it comes in. I don't. In fact, he sort of hints, we don't care who it comes in. Right now, the journeymen and the walkers think they own this whole place. But
well, that's why I wanted. It's why I wanted to ask him about that, because I assumed the workout cartel would say, "Hey, just give it to us. We don't care."
Yeah, the cartel doesn't care who gets it.
They would know. Okay.
Yeah, and I go on to Greg. Greg, you got a whole list of people here. If you want one that hasn't been talked to, you can get that. Or you know
what? I want to talk to what's his name? Wolf. I know he's been arrested, but I want to use interrogation on him and ask why he didn't want us to get to the system.
Okay, give me a savvy, or pick a savvy that you want to roll on a 7 and see if he'll talk to you.
Okay. You know, most of these don't make a lot of sense to me. But
okay, let me get you some examples.
Raconteur. I'll just engage him in conversation. See if I can draw it out on him.
Sounds like it makes perfect sense to me. Give me a 7 to pick up Raconteur.
All right.
Are you a conversationalist?
15.
Of course, you're a conversationalist, and now you want to know from Wolf what?
Why did he want to prevent us from getting to the asteroid field?
Besides the obvious riches, what? Give me your suspicion.
He's somehow in league with the the raiders, or the claim jumpers, and he didn't want a Mace Corps coming into.
And he does. He says, the Verdigris pay me quite well to make sure that their supplies get mixed in with the real supplies, and they get their cut.
Verdigris, right?
Yep.
Verdigris. Yeah.
I usually call them Verdigris because it actually is a symbiotic race of the Ver and the Digris. But yeah, Verdigris is the French. So that's who you're fighting against. What can you say? It's half the stuff I say for Mike, because he'll correct me later if I. All right, so we're coming up on 9 o'clock, and that's where we're going to leave it for the evening. We got a whole map that's is blank at the moment. You guys are going to explore around. That will allow you to reset your trait bonuses as well. Unfortunately, Fred, you still have that wound that you're going to be nursing, and if we don't complete this quest, it'll be new character time. But I mean, it's all fun and games till somebody loses an eye, right?
Oh yeah, work hard.